playing poker right now too.
All right, welcome to the live show on whatever the hell this is, Friday night. Uh,
Sunset Friday night.
Sunset Friday night. Damn it! So I got an interesting topic. So resellers, we might be the hardest people ever to buy Christmas presents for. How do you buy a Christmas present for a reseller? That's the question for tonight.
I'm easy to buy for because I just like T-shirts. So my wife buys me a bunch of T-shirts and candy, and anything else I want. It's like you, Scott. What do you have? What's out there that you don't want? You just go buy it. You
I just
know.
go buy it. Yeah. Or I find cool stuff at estate sales and whatever. And I don't collect anything, so that. Give them cash.
Give them for me, I collect. I've collected more now than I ever have in my life, especially since I shut down the store. But like, I just buy. If I see something while I'm out, that's kind of what I pick up is the cool stuff that I'm not.
Grab that tote.
So the other problem for buying a gift for a reseller is, everything we see turns where everything has a value. If it hangs around too long and doesn't get used, I'll sell it. And it takes a spouse with a thick skin to realize that after something's.
Yeah, well, honey, you haven't worn that dress in 3 months.
My wife sells stuff I bought her. I'll buy it because I buy her a lot because I'm a gift giver. That's my love language. Is I love to give stuff to people that I like, and I give her quilts and give her books and give her all kinds of stuff. And she'll get tired of it, and it'll be up on her eBay account to make her next month's car payment. And I'm like, it's okay. I don't care.
She got one swanky car right there.
So I guess there is one thing. I do have one weakness, like over this shoulder. That thing is heavy. I've got to get it hung up somewhere. That's an anniversary present back there. It was made by another reseller. It's got a CNC machine that made the big.
That is a cool Alabama sign. That is neat.
And then, it's stuff like the TV last weekend. I come home from an estate sale with a 4K TV to swap out the TV she watches the most is in our bedroom. So, because you guys know, Joni spends more time in bed than most folks because of everything she's been through. She still has a lot of chronic pain. So we upgraded that to a 43 HD a 4K TV. So that means the regular one came into the spare bedroom. The spare bedroom TV went to the auction, and then the sound bar for the we don't need a sound bar in the spare bedroom, so it's up for sale on eBay already.
That's Gwen's nickname for me is chronic pain.
I thought I was going to say sound bar.
Scott, I'm going to jam. I'm going to go back and finish this. I'll come back.
All right, we'll probably still be here.
All
right. Is Dave out kidnapping people tonight?
No, his ASD order came in or wherever he bought it from. So he
right.
Kick him. We don't want to look at him. We'll kick him. No. So Marjorie, that's a good idea. Marjorie says I give a reseller a restaurant gift card. That's not a bad idea. We do. So when we do stuff, if we generally eat out, it's generally with Marsha and Steve here, and not Marsha and Steve, the reseller. But we have, I don't know if you're aware, John, we have two sets of friends named Marsha and Steve, so it's kind of confusing.
That is a great idea. Gift cards to restaurants. That is fantastic. That's a great idea.
Because the one thing I could tell you is we all have enough stuff, whether it's your personal stuff or inventory for the most part. Estate sales, if you go to enough estate sales, like Kathleen said, she spent 4 hours in an estate sale today. I spent 2.5 hours on Thursday at estate sale, so yesterday.
Was that one estate sale she spent 4 hours at, or was that like multiple?
She said it was so full, almost 4 hours there.
Oh my gosh! I mean, I've been to those before, but they're just amazing.
Hey, that's an even better idea. Kathleen said a reseller's gift box, a flashlight, a jeweler's loop, and a tape measure.
Honestly, I don't have any of that stuff in my vehicle. I need a flashlight. I do have a tape.
When we go to yard sales, Harlan carries the jeweler's loop every week. He was good with that kind of stuff. I just use my phone. I'm the one that's over there trying to make the camera take a picture of it.
Yeah, zoom in real close.
Yeah, it's a strength of this iPhone. This newer iPhone has got really good macro pictures on it. Most of the newer phones have good macro photography, so you can. Because my arms have gotten shorter. As the older I've gotten, my arms have gotten shorter, and I don't think lights are as bright as they used to be. Because in order to see something, I need longer arms and brighter lights. What the hell?
Yeah, I can tell you that I have to wear cheaters now. And it's I wear contacts, so I don't have bifocals in them. But that's the thing. Like a jeweler's hoop would be something that I should have bought a long time ago.
They're pretty cheap. You can get them for $5 or $6, $7. They're not much to
them. James W. said a gift set so they can pee.
I keep one in the van. I just never use it. I just end up just using the phone.
Yeah, man. For Christmas, I don't know. I'm, being a dad, you know how it is. We've already spent like $1,100, $1,200 on the kids. And I'm like, I don't want anything. Like if you want to, get me a t-shirt or something, I'll take it. But like, I like going to the auction and finding stuff because you get it cheap. You get a deal.
So an interesting topic was brought up about, I think the comment in John's show was, and for those of you who came over from John's show, I appreciate that. It's only 1 week left to sell before Christmas. And I would challenge you, January, February, March are still good months. Most of the time they're not good months. It's because people run out of inventory or they run out of drive and ambition. And, if you're looking to start off, 2024 in a positive way, better than last year, and just make a commitment to get your stuff listed, to list correctly, and improve the things you do. You'll be amazed at how good January can be if you actually put in the same effort. Because we all go, man, it's the fourth quarter. I got to get this stuff up, and everybody relaxes. If you'll treat January and the rest of it like the fourth quarter, I think you'll be amazed at the success you'll have.
Yeah, just get out there and be persistent in sourcing because, that's kind of why January and February aren't that great is because it's kind of harder to buy stuff during those months. But if you're practicing and if you have a death pile, that's the time to list it. I've been listing my clothing death pile. We've actually been doing really good at our flea market booth this year, and I'm getting ready to switch it over to going from. I have a toy booth, and it's going to go over to like clothing and T-shirt and streetwear stuff like that. I've got about 500 shirts that I've got priced to go up there in January, but you just gotta constantly be, you kind of constantly be evolving and looking for ways to make more money. But you gotta January and February are some of my best months. My worst months are like summertime because people are out doing stuff. They're swimming, right. They're on vacation. January and February, unless someone's going on a cruise or something, they're a captured audience. The thing that I find, the more you list, the more you sell, and for the most part,
it's also, John, a lot about anything. If you decided you maybe want to start a YouTube channel, and that's the time of year when you got most people who are watching more content because they can't get outside. There's somebody in the chat. I'm telling you right now, if Roman can have a YouTube channel, anybody can have a YouTube channel. Welcome to the show, Roman. There's a link. If anybody wants to come make their debut, come on. As long as you got on clothes, you can come speak to us. We don't bite. We don't bite too hard.
We had a hey Jake, we had a $2,500 sale yesterday, and typically you get a really good day like that because you sell one big item. And we sold a violin that I had bought for $100, and I had it listed for like at one point for like $3,000. I only had $100 in it, and the thing that I always think to myself is Dusty used to always tell me, he goes, John, he goes, if you can make money on it, sell it. Just move it. And I had my Dusty moment yesterday, and I sold this violin for $1,250. So not only that, but the other $1,250 was just random stuff. Like, I don't know. I did a markdown in one of my store categories in my hats, and then two of my categories I did 30%, and then two of my other categories I did 20%. And I really don't know. You know, what do you guys think about the promoted versus markdown? Like,
he said he was cutting the cheese. Let's get this straight now.
It's in the oven.
Welcome to the show, Todd.
Well, thank you.
Anytime, Derek Court Jester. I don't know, John, that there's a right answer for which one's better. I think that you need to figure out a way to use them both. I don't think, for most people, choosing one or the other, I would challenge you to use everything. Throw coupons out there to the people who are subscribed and those kind of things. I mean, at this when sales are so tough and people are struggling, I don't know that you discount one or the other, and you just don't go for it and say let's use all the tools, let's fire all the weapons.
Right. I know that if I have $100,000 worth of listed inventory, and that if I could sell it all right now for $50,000, I'd hit the button. Like I would do that, and then just have all that money to go out and buy more stuff.
Yeah, like I've had a couple decent sales. Like I sold that hat shaper, the Dom and Ohm hat. Somebody offered, I had it for $375. They offered $275. I think I had $10 in it. They can have it. I had that kitchen center that I had $18 in, and somebody offered $175 plus shipping. They can have it. These things that are just sitting around. What good are they doing me over in the storage building? Name of the game. Pricing is the biggest mistake I see what resellers make is pricing. They fall in love with their pricing because it's sold somewhere one time for that price, and they spent too much money to buy it based on that price, and now they can't get rid of it for what they without losing money. And sometimes you got to lose money, pay the tuition of learning, lose the money, and get your money back and buy something that's going to sell better. And that's a hard lesson for new people to learn, but it's one you got to fight through. It's tough.
So this was a new one that I got today.
Is that for your own personal collection?
It is.
Until somebody buys it from you?
There's no Amazon listing for this one, so.
Well, if you only knew somebody who could create Amazon listings in that brand name.
Right.
So for those of you who don't sell on Amazon, I see Amazon sell 99. Hey, welcome to the show. Starbucks is like a lot of the big name brands. You can't make a listing in their name without jumping through hoops and being approved.
Wow.
And Jacob is actually approved to make those listings. So I was just giving him a hard time. I know he's approved.
That's cool.
Yeah, I know two people. You and Jay are both approved.
Yeah.
So if I see issues or whatever, I'll get in touch with one of them. Hey, fix this.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, Jay can make a lot more changes in most of the elements of the listing, but he can't change titles. But I've been able to occasionally to change the title. I don't know why. Just I don't know.
So that's very interesting. Phil said he ran a promoted experiment on 2 of the stores, 10% on A, 4 on B, 2 weeks, then switch, no difference. A lot of people report too that I put a lot of things on. for me, the sales have not been working. Like I'll put things on sale and it drives no traffic. It doesn't do, but the promoted seems to do a little better.
Which promoted?
I use dynamic. I promote with a 12% cap on dynamic.
But you're talking about standard?
Yeah, standard. I don't do the advanced.
Mm-hmm. I've been playing around with the new beta on the
Outside one. Yeah.
Yeah. And what's interesting is you get two options. How much you're willing to pay, which is $5 or more per day. And I forget what the other one is. There's something else.
Oh, there's
the other guy.
There's the other Starbucks guy.
I heard my name. I was out of the room for a minute.
Yeah. But I have had 0 clicks. None. Like, I don't know why. Just no clicks. No money spent.
Yeah, Drummer, I am using coupons. And that's what Josh reports that coupons work better for him. So James, my board reseller life, he's actually had some success with the offsite. And so he's been documenting that pretty much every day. He's in the middle of doing 30 days of just so he can see how it works. And I think his return on the ad spends between 4 and 5, which for offsite and that kind of, and for his type of merchandise, you know, if I'd have picked anybody's who wouldn't work, I would have said, you know, he's got a lot of one-offs, he's got a lot of long tail, but it's amazing that it's working. I'm happy for him. He's, you know, the early adopters on a lot of this stuff, folks. You've got to be willing to at least try. So maybe not go like Josh did and lose $4,000 or $5,000 trying it, but you know, stick your feet into it and you know, and just test the waters, because you know you've got to differentiate yourself from other sellers. You got to get your stuff in front of the buyer. And so how do you do that? You use all the tools. You play around. You can't be too scared to try something, because I can tell you right now, if you're having slow sales and it's not working, you're going to keep having slow sales and not working until you start doing it. You know, and it's not just promotions and listings. It's reviewing all your items. You know, reviewing your prices, reviewing your consistency, reviewing everything.
Mm-hmm.
People that don't take offers, I don't get that. You know, I'm not in love with anything. If somebody wants to come up halfway, if you don't want to take it, just offer higher or decline. You're not hurting anybody's feelings. This is, you know, I don't want to. This is the dumbest statement ever. I don't want to have to deal with the low ballers because I don't want to have to reach over there and hit decline. This is.
I don't get that either.
I don't understand.
Like either set it to auto decline it, or don't get your feelings hurt. Like it.
Well, and I don't ever decline, but if I'm offended, I knock 5 cents off.
Oh yeah, that's the perfect decline. That's generally what I do. I'll take $1 off or something.
Yeah. You want it? It's $50. You want to offer me 5? Done.
I had that happen
5
the
cents off.
other day. Guy offered me $10 for something I had for $50.
Yeah.
So I came $1 lower. He comes back $5 more. I come back another $1 lower. He goes down to $2. So I just blocked him and said, I ain't dealing with that.
I mean, no, James, you're 100% right. You know, people don't try things. They don't use all tools, and then they wonder. You know, eBay hates me. You know, eBay says do all this, but I'm not going to do any of it. They hate me.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Here's a news flash: eBay doesn't have a clue who you are.
100%.
Exactly what I was going to say.
just another name.
And if they do know who you are, that's probably not a good thing.
Right. Yeah.
We can't say the same thing about Amazon because Amazon knows who John is.
Yeah, and that's not a good thing.
That's also not a good thing, right?
YouTube knows who Scott is.
I messed up that opportunity years ago.
They've only given me 1 strike. Come on now.
Yeah, same.
I would love to be able to get back on Amazon, especially back in the heyday, back in crazy money.
So a lot of great comments. So Marjorie, you always have really good comments. each category is different. It's different items, different velocity, different customers, different things. I mean, here's a newsflash: not every customer reacts to the same. Some people will see the offer you send them and go, "Man, that's awesome! I'll take that for I was interested in. I'll save the money." Other people, are don't want to bother with offering something, even though they see them make an offer. So they'll just you got to appeal to everyone. It's the more people, the more customers you appeal to. Because just look at this panel. We're all not the same. Not everybody can have the beautiful wrist that the court jester has. There you go.
Beautiful hands. A lot of lotion went into them things.
Oh.
Yeah, but so game's not over. Hey, it gives you something to talk about, right? Hey, did you have the nerve of that person? So here's the other thought I have on all this is if you let that 99-cent offer bother you too much, you lose. You've got to maintain a positive attitude. You've got to maintain your ability to work through and run a business. And just because you got that one low offer, oh my God, I got a low ball offer this week. I turned offers for all my listings off. That makes so you're gonna tell everybody who might have bought something, this dude was an asshole. So you're not going to be able to buy any of my stuff at the price you're looking for. Please move on.
I just don't know why anybody wouldn't. Now, I'll tell you how I do my stuff. I will list my stuff for 30 days with no offers, but I do my store a little bit different. I do it by months instead of by category because I don't think anybody's coming back because I'm an everything seller. They're not coming back to buy something else from me. So it's just a way for me to be able to manage my inventory. And then after 90 days, I'll start promoting or start doing like a where you start giving eBay a little bit more money to push your stuff a little bit harder, promote it after 90 days. And I think I do okay. We do over $100,000 a year in sales on eBay, and that's with probably the most minimal effort that I could actually give it. Like I wake up at 10, 11, maybe 12 o'clock in the wintertime. And, so it's not a hard concept. eBay's fairly easy if you just buy the right stuff and price it right and don't be offended. Like there's enough of that out there.
Stop being lazy and just get your butt listing.
Yeah, well, I'm lazy, so you can call me out on that. But like, I do need to.
I got out of it.
Yeah, if I would list more, but the problem is with me is that I run out of stuff. Like I live in the armpit of America, and there's not a ton of quality stuff around here. So, my marketing strategy going forward is not to list everything on eBay. I'm going to start pushing more stuff to my booths. And then I have a small Facebook auction. I have a Facebook auction group that I run 40, 50 lots in every week. And that's cash money that comes in my front door here at the store. But I want to start I've talked to, I know Scott knows Craig Murray, but he has this idea that maybe long tail items in your store actually bring your metrics down and might hurt your sales overall.
I think they do. I think they track your overall sell-through rate, and that's an anchor on you, I believe.
And that's what I want to do is I'm going through now and delisting stuff that are boat anchors, like you said, good terminology. I really like that. But like they're just anchors and just get them gone and see if I can make more and have less listed. That's why I'm not a big fan of having a bajillion items listed just to have a swinging contest because I honestly think that that's a detriment to I don't know. I think.
But you said something that was really important that I kind of glossed over is how many different places you sell things. And, if you tell people that, you need to have, more avenues, they immediately go, well, cross listing, I cross list. And they have no other, the local auction here. So at the local auction, I sold $748 last night. So my cut of that is 70% of whatever that is. And so I also buy at the auction. So I picked up a Canon video camera for $5. It had the charger, had everything with it. So it's going to be, I think I can get $70 or $80 for it. And so, for something that my clearing was only a little over $500, and now I'm adding another $40 or $50 in pure profit. Well, at the end of this auction, there's 2,700 lots. Number 2616 was a set of 6 chairs still in the box from Home Depot or Lowe's and a tile table for a patio. They're all still in the box. Looks like it come off from a pallet seller. And it had a $20 bid on it. And it's 15 minutes to go in the auction. I'm like, oh, well, hell, I'll put a max bid of $50 on it. So I won the table and chairs for $27.50.
Wow.
Brand new. So I looked those chairs up. They are on Home Depot's website. They are $230 for that 6 set. That's without the. So I'm gonna put these on Marketplace tomorrow. Well, maybe not. It's gonna be raining tomorrow. I'll get the listing made tomorrow. The very listing behind it was a box, and it said that it was a retractable ventilation system. And I typed that into Google, and the cheapest one that shows up is a GE retractable for $1,000. I'm like, all right, I'm in. I'll throw $50 at it too. I won it for $22.50. So I get up there today, and how about this SOB is a KitchenAid stainless steel retractable vent hood that goes in an island. Because you know how you have these fancy stoves, and the vent hood will come up like a TV and go down.
Oh wow!
It's $1,400. It's brand new in the box. I just paid $20.
Holy crap!
Wow.
I mean, so not only am I selling and I'm buying at this auction too, and so that's going on. I'm gonna put it on Facebook Marketplace for $1,000. First person that says $700 or $800, they can have it.
You know, something that I've been doing, I never done before, is I've been buying bigger pieces of furniture. And there's a guy that inspired me on one of the eBay groups, and he was selling like really nice high-end furniture. And I sold my first piece. I sold a TV, a console TV that I had from it was a blonde piece of furniture from the 1950s. And U-Ship came here. The guy came here. We wrapped it, packed it, put it on his truck, and he took it. Now, talk about opportunity that nobody else has taken any account for in a lot of these places. Yeah, everybody's fighting over the video games, but like if you can find some nice pieces of furniture, list that on eBay. It's so easy to have.
So there's a I think they're on Instagram mainly. They might have a YouTube channel. They're Harlan found them. That's what he told me about. It's a couple. They're called Flea Market Flips or Flea Market Finds or something like that. All they do is sell big stuff, folks. Nobody is touching this. If you ask every reseller right now, you know, what kind of stuff do you not want to touch? The first thing they're going to tell you is, oh, I don't sell big stuff. You can't ship that. When you ship and all these kind of things are so easy. It's
especially for you, Scott, because you live in a major hub. There's a lot of traffic that goes through your corridor, and it's even cheaper. Like I'm out of the way. I'm 60 miles south of St. Louis, and
did you pick that up when you were there?
Jake's muted.
Oh, you muted yourself. Yeah, that's it. Flipping Amy. John.
The train went by, muted, so everybody wouldn't bother. No, I picked it up at a.
John, if you want to come visit a few minutes, as long as you don't have any black eyes from your comments in your show.
Hopefully his Viagra's wore off.
Yeah, it's Flea Market Flippers. You want to boost your sales?
Dang.
You know, look at the prices that they get for these bigger items. You know, because if you follow the story, you know the reason why they got into bigger items is because they didn't want to ship 200 or 300 items a month. They just wanted to deal with 4, 5, 6, 8 pieces, and they're making way more money. And now they're teaching people to do bigger stuff.
Tactical Z has a good question. This is, have you ever done a local pickup on eBay? My whole store just about is set for local pickup because I own a storefront in my downtown area. Right next door is the busiest steakhouse. So I stage my front windows with items that some of them I need to get listed on eBay so that people can actually come in and people can come here and pick up stuff. And it's easy. They give you a QR code that you can scan, or they can mark it. If the buyer marks it as picked up, I just have them mark it as picked up before they leave.
Yeah, they've made that so much easier with the QR scan or with the scan, so that you can say they picked it up. See, the one thing I can tell you, the place to make money in reselling is where everybody's not at. You know, if everybody is pivoting to it's going to be harder to sell on Poshmark with all these eBay sellers going, you know, I'm cross listing. And so now the competition is going up everywhere. And so, you know, you look at these listings, you go, I can't believe I'm competing against these idiots on eBay. And now we've told them to all cross list. And some of those same dummies are over here on Poshmark. But nobody's picking up folks, 2,700 lots. You know how many resellers? It's full of resellers. Resellers buying, selling everywhere. And nobody bid on the $1,400 range hood. They put $22.50 won that range hood.
That's amazing. That's freaking awesome. I love it. I love it.
So what?
I get range hoods for $10. I'm not kidding. I pass them up.
Yeah, this one is one of the ones that comes up out of the island and comes back down.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
It's downdraft.
Down, yeah, it's a stainless. I had a picture of it. I don't know if I still got it up. Oh yeah, there it is.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, dang it, or doing it wrong says I sold furniture coast to coast, north to south. You ship, make shipping, big stuff, reasonably easy to figure out. Don't be afraid of local pickup. That's the man. Those big items. I have a couple of beautiful scalloped back 1960s chairs that are in my front window here. They're that nice avocado green, and I've been meaning to pull them out and list them because they're $800 on eBay. I live in Fredericktown, Missouri. Do you think that people have $800 in my town to, you know, they're not going to invest $800 on a pair of chairs here. That buys a lot of methamphetamines.
But you know, so the one thing I tell you, tough times, there's opportunity. Tough times will mold you into a much stronger, better reseller for the future. You want to get ready for good times. You know, hone your skills and compete here when times are tough.
Right.
And explore avenues that aren't. And then I asked the guy who runs the auction, I'm like, John, any reason why I'm the only one bidding on these things at the end? He just shrugged his shoulders and go, that is absolutely strange. I wonder why those went so low, because he watched his auction close.
Did they have good pictures?
No, there was just the box. They didn't take them out of the box. The boxes. That's a lot of it. You know, you got to figure out what the weakness is of an auction. You know, it's much harder on an online auction to figure out what the weakness is. But hell, I picked up a.
Connie's here.
Oh Lord,
This is really going to be like the Brady, isn't it?
She said so. I think she's looking at John down there.
We just need 2 more people. We'll be the Brady Bunch.
Maybe we get Connie to come in.
Where's Granny at?
Connie ain't coming in because then we'll figure out who Connie is.
Is Tom still gone?
There's the camera nobody bid on right there. That $99 camera, the ZR80. It's in a bag with the charger, with everything. $99 plus whatever shipping. I want it for the minimum $5 bid.
Wow.
Nobody bid on it. $5.
It's unlike the last one. This one's heavily packed.
I love online. Like, I mean, I hate to even talk about it, but God, I love me some high bid auctions. I bought that from Jason. You know, what's his Man versus Mystery? He had an National Cowboy Museum signed by John Wayne, and I bought it from him off high bid for like $200. And I listed it on eBay, and we sold that for $1,000. And I went to Miami to this place called the Millionaire Museum. There's all kinds of awesome stuff on high bid. You know, I don't really like talking about it a whole lot, but man, you can get some deals.
I've used UShip to have things delivered to me, but I've never used it as a seller. I've only used it as a buyer buying things.
Right. So buy.
Make it very, very, very simple.
Something to look at.
I mean, I certainly wouldn't hesitate to use it as a seller. I've just never had a reason to.
Right.
But I have used, like I said, I have used it as being the recipient of contracting with UShip, a UShipper, if you want to call them that. They're all subcontracted.
You haven't taken somebody who you kicked out and just had UShip take their stuff all over the country?
Ha! I like the way you think.
Liquidation. Haven't seen you in a while, man. Good evening.
Yeah. Been looking out on that high bid. I have one in my area, so I'll have to check that out.
It said deals. James W said deals, but non-local auctions can get really pricey for shipping on high bid, and it can for bigger items. But what I'll do is typically I'll reach out. Here's the thing on high bid, you get a number. They give you a number like 1 through 100, depends on how good of a buyer you are, and how much you spend. You'll have a higher number, and I'll reach out and I say, well, you can see by my number that I buy a lot of stuff from high bid. I'm a good buyer. And even if I don't win, I'm going to make all of the other items in your auction that I want go up. I said, so will you not rake me over the coals on shipping? Will you? I'll make you more money if you help me save money. And I've had several people that I've made good relationships with at auctions all over the place. They'll ship me stuff for reasonable prices. And I don't have to pay, because you're right. You got to be very careful. I would definitely reach out to the auction company and ask them how they package and how they ship. Because if they send it to a third-party shipper, it gets really expensive real quick.
Well, I have one out here. I guess it's under 702 auctions. It's out in Vegas, so I go locally. I mean, according to this, it's part of high bid. So
right,
apparently.
There's high bid and proxy bid. And those are the two major national online auction houses that you can buy stuff from. And there's a couple of YouTubers that were actually running their own high bids, but man, it's expensive. You got to have access to a lot of stuff.
The one that we use at the local auction here is Bid Wrangler. They're another one of the large ones.
Right.
Bid Wrangler. Yeah, Tracy. The VHS works. The Blu-ray player won't read the disc. So, but it's still worth. I paid $70 for it. It's still worth $200 for parts. So, I was wanting it to be $300, $350, but it's okay.
That's a good tip. Doing it wrong. I like that. Doing it wrong. So just when you do stuff on UShip, get the shipper's personal information. Next time, just contact them directly and get it cheaper.
If they're a LTL guy or gal that goes through certain areas, especially, yeah.
So, John, you got a question. 5-1 Hall wants to know, how do you find out your high bid ranking?
Well, that's not for us to know. My friend Jason and my friend Phil, they're both from Oklahoma, and they ran high bids, and they told me that each person had a ranking. So we have a private hangout group that we just sat around and chit chat, and they could look it up for me. So if you get in good with a high bid auction company, just ask them. It's not like top secret information, but here's a pro tip on high bid. And I'm going to tell you, you listen closely, because I've gotten screwed by unscrupulous high bids. Never put in a proxy bid. Never put in your highest bid, because on the back end, the person running that auction can see it. And if they're a scammer, they can have a fake account that can bid you right up to that max. So
right.
Like if they know your high bid's $100 and the bid's currently at 20, they could bid it all the way up to. I've got the big black death circle there, but they can bid you up against yourself by using a proxy account, and they don't care. High bid.
It's the bid site. What's the point in the ranking that you're talking about?
Well, the reason why is so that if, think about it, John. Like if you were running an auction and you could see how good of a buyer this person was, like you sometimes, with that information, if you know they're a good buyer, you can, if they let you know they pay for their stuff, how much stuff they buy. To be honest, I'm going to treat somebody that's going to spend $10,000 with me. I'm going to treat everyone fair, but I'm going to treat someone better if they're going to give me $10,000 versus say $100.
I get it, but I get that part. But are you saying that if there's two bidders that are, I understand how that would come into play if
But
you're just
when
high
you're,
bidder.
when you're bidding,
For
it doesn't have any
It-
effect when you're bidding.
Yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't have any effect on bidding, but you can set that to where people with I believe, because I've never ran a high bid, but I think you can set it to where like they have to have a certain number to even bid in your auctions or for approval. Like it's so that like if somebody wants to come to your auction and bid on your merchandise, like they've got to have a certain number. If it's below a certain number, you can be like, why? Because on the backside of the platform, say Scott has a high bid and I have a high bid, and he has a bidder that he's blocked, he can put a reason in there. And then I can see his reason. It's really an interesting platform. It's got a high level of, of learning it. It isn't like eBay, but it's pretty cool.
Well, they have some ending here in an hour that I might mess with, but what kind of concerns me is, like, at least from what I see here, they use a lot of stock photos.
Right. It's probably, are they selling like Amazon returns or something?
They don't even say that really. They just show what they have. Like they have a DJI Mini 3 Pro drone, and it's 0 bids and ends in 53 minutes. It's at 0. So it's like, okay, I'll drop a $5 on that.
I was getting ready to say, like, if you get there and it's like a roll of toilet paper, then hey, you've learned a $5 lesson.
Yeah.
The upside's pretty good though. Yeah, I'm sure out in Las Vegas there's some amazing opportunities for buying, especially when it comes to, like, you ever go to the ASD out there or whatever it's called, like the.
By the way, yeah, but it's just a place to network with other wholesalers. But I don't see a lot of good deals out there. I mean, you can pick up. They have cash and carry. You can buy the stuff at what you would pay wholesale, but
Right.
a lot of it's not really conducive to selling like on eBay. Maybe Amazon, but for me, I didn't see anything that caught my eye.
Right. It'd be nice if you could make some deals with those guys. Be like, hey, you got a warehouse full of just stuff that is no good. Like, you think it, like it's no good anymore. You don't sell it, like the dusty boxes.
The problem is if they're based outside of your area, you got to deal with freight, and that can get costly. That'll jack your per item price.
Yeah, another good place to look up is govdeals.com if you're not familiar with that one. That's government surplus, and probably out there in your area, there's probably like prisons, schools, hospitals, stuff like that. That would be a good one to, if you're not familiar with it, you can find some decent stuff.
Isn't that the one that Steve and Steph got a lot from over that long time ago?
They're the serial killers, right? Or the that's who. Yeah. They. I don't know where they were buying boxes of. I hung out with them a little bit.
They were buying from a pallet seller.
Yeah. But they were doing it.
If you look on their channel, they went there and toured it. I forget the name of the pallet. It was there in Los Angeles. They toured it. I forget what the name of it was.
I don't think they were really. Were they big resellers, Scott, or were they were really good at YouTube? They were just so great together. And
they started off as selling a lot of local stuff. They would sell a lot of kitchen appliances locally. They really sold a lot, but then, perfect combination for YouTube. She's very attractive, and he's got a great personality, and so they just carry on and play off each other really well. I mean, they're fun people to watch and listen to, and
Ritchie Brothers are the big government contractor for auctions.
Via Trading, that's it. Amazon Sell 99, Via Trading, that's it.
Mr. Sadie said, I think people caught on to Gov Deals, getting harder to get the deals. Yeah, and I think that there's people inside the facility bidding stuff up. It's kind of like shopgoodwill.com. Like, I think they shill bid their stuff up, and like, there's just no way. There's no way that stuff sells for more than eBay. I can't imagine people going there and buying that stuff.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Sitting here trying to look on high bid, and there's no auctions within.
I mean, I'm looking at this high bid local site, and not one item has a bid on it. They're ending within an hour. just seems too good to be true.
They're gonna get you down there and shove you full of Viagra.
I just looked it up. Their Google photo of the location is legit. The building's legit. They have someone out there like loading a car up in this photo of like merchandise. So
Right.
it looks legit to me, but maybe it's not a known thing. I don't know.
You're an hour ahead of us. I don't know. Like it's 8 o'clock here, so or you're behind us, so it'd be like 6:42 where you're at. So I don't know.
No,
It should be.
It's 5:42 right now.
Oh, 5:42. You're way over there. Yeah, that's crazy.
PlayStation 5ing in an hour that doesn't have any bids on it.
That's weird. That's strange. That would be strange.
That's why I'm kind of leery of this, but
Shoot.
If it's high bid, they'll get you $5 back. They'll $5 at it.
John will be in a bathtub with ice and missing a kidney, and they'll be like with a $5 drone on his chest, going, "Thanks for the kidney."
Seriously. Oh, I see it now. So if you're not logged in, they don't show you. It shows 0. That gets you to log in.
Ah,
okay.
I didn't know that. He's like,
that makes sense. That same drone is at 325.
Yeah, James W said Shop Goodwill has bad listings and bad shippers. Rarely is stuff described right or shipped nice, and that's absolutely for sure. And I put out a short the other day, and I walked out of Goodwill, and I was just so tired of Goodwill. I was like, I think they just build these stores as like a way to get all the donations to come in so that they could take all the good stuff out, send it to shopgoodwill.com, and then put the trash out on the floor and sell it for way too much money. And it's, some people were like, "Oh, I still get good deals thrift store shopping," and I'm like, where? Because cherish it, because it's gonna eventually go away.
I'll be back. I gotta go check on my cheesecake.
Well, bring some back for the rest of us.
Now that's a
I'll take
sentence
some.
you don't hear all that often.
Well, I don't think anybody wants to eat it hot, so yeah, won't be eating it today.
That's terrible right there.
He highly underestimates the will of a fat man to eat cheesecake. Hey, what's up, Craig? How are you doing?
I gotta go check on my cheesecake.
SRDM TDM. So
Yeah, I ordered Uber Eats, so they'll be here in about 5-10. So
Is that the girl that works at his apartments?
who is that?
Cheesecake.
All right, somebody left the back door open. Craig came walking in.
Uh-oh.
Who was in charge of that?
Craig's always looking for open back doors.
But you're limited by your imagination and what you're willing, how much work you're willing to put in, and that's a lot of the question. You listen to all these people struggling, and you just wonder, are they maximizing their effort? John says he doesn't have. John tells you he doesn't have good stuff in this area. He's sitting on $100,000 worth of inventory. He finds it somewhere, folks. You got gas is cheap. In Tennessee on this afternoon, gas is $2.59 a gallon.
Nice. And that's the thing. Sometimes you got to get in there.
$4 here.
Try $4.50 here.
Yeah, it's getting crazy.
Where do you live, Todd?
I'm gonna go eat dinner.
I'm in Seattle.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that different places, you have different buying opportunities. I would see, like in Seattle, that's a port city. There's got to be like damaged shipping containers that come in or something like that where stuff,
I'd definitely be interested. I've never seen it. I haven't dug for it though. I have a guy that does a lot of storage units, and he'll find full like right when the lockdowns were ending, he had a full unit full of luggage, all the same.
Wow.
And he'd been selling it for a while, and he was getting blah 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 on eBay. And I'm like, well, how many you got left? He's like 110, and he wanted like 10 or 15 bucks a piece. And yeah, I sold them all.
Right. I mean,
around 90 bucks.
Right. During the COVID, there was all kinds of opportunity out there to make crazy money. And like I walked into a Rural King one day and found 18 swimming pools on a pallet. And I'm like, woo, I just did it. Cause I was buying them for $150 and they're shit and selling them for $650. And the best part about those swimming pools is that they were on the pallet, but they still had the outer shipping container, like the cardboard over them. So I was like, I went to the manager. I said, I'm going to buy all of these. And he was like, okay. They took them up front and I bought, no, that time I went in, I bought 8 of them. And the lady's like, what are you buying 8 swimming pools for? And I'm like, I like to swim. That's always just, whenever someone asks me, why are you buying these toys? I really like toys.
Yeah.
Make a Franken pool.
Yeah.
I met some guys down at ASD that were from Portland, Oregon, and they said that when the pool craze happened, they took a U-Haul, came up here to Seattle, and just the whole way bought everyone they could.
Yeah,
and that's what they did.
We made tens of thousands of dollars selling swimming pools, and that's what set me up. That's what really, I was struggling reselling to that point. And the COVID was not to make a bad thing good. It was, it was something that was very positive for my reselling experience. And it created opportunity. Unfortunately, there was at a cost, but it wasn't my doing. I'm not the one that ate the bat in China, but there was just a lot of opportunity. Like with the election coming up, like there's opportunity. I was buying Donald Trump coins, those little silver round coins, and I was buying belt buckles that you could put coins into. I'd buy the belt buckle for $4, I'd buy the coin for $3, and I was selling the belt buckle and the coin together on eBay for $20, and I sold tons of them, so people like what they like.
Yeah, I think you're full of great ideas tonight, John. People get so upset about one way or the other, and as a reseller, it doesn't matter. Your opinion doesn't matter. If that's what's selling, that's what's selling. And so many people get called in. Oh, I would never sell something with big orange bad on it. For what? If I could make a ton of money on Biden, I'd be selling his ass right now. Don't care. Look at all the people that have made money on Biden t-shirts and whatever. I mean, it has to become widgets. It becomes widgets to you. The feelings have to come out of it. You have to evaluate a widget based on a widget.
Yeah, I mean, you just there's all kinds of stuff you can do. Like, here's an example of something that I do. I put these in my flea market booth. The frame come from Dollar Tree for $1.25. The paper I print it off from my printer for essentially nothing. So I've got $1.25 in it, and it's the suicide note of Kurt Cobain Left Behind. And I put them in my flea market booth and sell them for I think I'm getting $6 a piece out of them, and people buy them just because it's macabre. Always be looking for opportunity to make something. And I mean, like $6 for every one of them. Every time I put one in there, it sells. Just gone. Same thing.
I'll be at a yard sale, and I'll hold my nose and sanitize my hands and pick up this damn Tennessee stuff and sell it.
Tennessee, Auburn.
Just because it makes that the auction I sell at is in Tennessee, folks. They buy a lot of Tennessee merchandise. They sell better. Auburn, Tennessee, and Alabama sells very well. You can't give Auburn away. So you see it, you buy. You see it, you buy it. It doesn't. Reselling has got no place for feelings.
Yeah, I learned that. I've evolved a lot as a human being. I just, it's you ain't gonna stop what happens. You just gotta roll with the punches and make sure that you're taken care of and your family's taken care of. And I'll sell anything as long as it's not immoral or illegal, and that's me. Anyone else can do whatever they want to do.
See, that's coming from John. This is the most suspended YouTube person I've ever met. I mean, not YouTube, but Facebook. He's suspended so much on Facebook that he has an alter ego that people ask about. And you said it's been a year now, so you've let it all go. I mean, it's about feelings don't matter in this game. You can still have your principles and ideas, but sell whatever. I'm telling you right now, if you have access to it and it makes money and it's not illegal, I mean, this is a business. Your business doesn't have feelings,
right? And money is it'll take you. Everybody talks about money can't buy you happiness. Well, I was a poor little boy growing up, and I've never been happier since I had money. And I'm not trying to say that money's all important, but it sure does make life a lot easier. Because one of these days something bad's going to happen, right, Scott? One of these days you're going to get a phone call from your doctor, and something's not going to be right. And I'm going to tell you, it's a lot easier to get through an illness when you got something in the bank account than when you don't. Or when God looks out for you and sends you a Monopoly for Millennial video and you're able to make some YouTube money on that.
So Brian, 100%. I knew people that sell a lot of baby formula, especially they tried to stay away from. There were some that were short, and so they tried to stay away from that so they couldn't get in trouble. Because baby formula was one of those that they could have said was medically necessary. Because the ones that were running short were the special formulas or whatever they were. But for the most part, so Shane Soda Flip says he has no morals, John, so he'll sell the rest of the stuff you won't sell.
Hey, Shane, come. I'm not inviting anyone in, but hey, hop in if you're not doing anything. That's a good guy. That's a solid dude right there. He reminds me of Jason Static, Scott. They look like they could be cousins, and they kind of got that same rough and grumble personality. He's a cool YouTuber.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he lives on my farm. He lives in my spare house. He lives down in the farmhouse because he's trying to start a wrestling company or something. So he moved into my spare house to, he don't have to pay rent. So because it's just it ain't much. It's our guest house, but it's like a 1-bedroom house. So it ain't very big.
Put him down there by the interstate so he listens to cars drive by.
Yeah, well, I'm closer to the highway than he is, but we're still pretty far away.
Put him in a van down by the river.
That's where he needs to be. Yeah, I like Shane. If you guys aren't subscribed to him, he's comes up with some cool stuff. He lives out there by Harry Tornado, and he's going to go take his gumball machine hostage. Write a ransom note. Leave a ransom note. But you got to cut the letters out of magazine. Dear Harry Tornado, I've got your gumball machine.
But it's. I think people just don't. They don't trust. It's almost like they don't trust themselves. You got to, once you learn to evaluate. The hardest thing to do is to learn to evaluate inventory. Once you learn to evaluate how things sell, it doesn't matter what the widget is. It's going to, for the most part. So electronics and clothing don't have the same sell-through rate, but you still can see the sell-through rate. You can still figure out, how frequently something sells and what the demand is for an item. This is not. So Ghost Picker says haunted is the best keyword.
It is a good keyword. That's pretty good. Yeah, but there's a guy that I follow, and he's from St. Louis, and his name's Paige. He's got one leg. He had got that flesh-eating bacteria, and they had to cut his other leg off, and he almost passed from it. But he puts out I like him because he's just very matter of fact, and he's just to the point. and his channel. And the other day we were discussing the idea of what was it? It was no, my brains ran off and left me. Give me a minute, it'll come back. But he was what were we discussing? It was on one of his short videos. Like, give me a second. Somebody else talking. I'll go find it and pull it up and refresh myself.
Yeah, Marjorie, try them and say, I mean, they can't prove they're not haunted. So, hey, Octo, what's up, man? I expected a half-ass see Granny in here. What, did you ban Granny from the internet over there in Australia?
They cut her off.
They no more power again tonight. Is that what? Did y'all see Granny? When it was one day a few days ago, she tried to go live and they were having like rolling power outages for something, and she's got a flashlight with her computer. That was pretty awesome.
So this is not cheesecake. This is bourbon chocolate cake or something. I'm not sure. Somebody made it for me.
So Marjorie, if you've ever been to, I don't know if you've ever been to Vegas, but if you go to Vegas, Zach Bagans, he's the host on the travel. I think it's Travel Channel, and they go around do an investigation, ghost adventures of the show, and he's collected all this stuff that supposedly, because he believes that items can be possessed and do those kind of things. And there is a room in there that's all dolls. And when you're in there getting the tour, the last time I was there, I've been there twice. You're looking at the room. There's all these dolls. Were you with us, Jacob?
Yeah, the first time.
And that damn, we're standing there, and a little door opens, and nobody's paying attention. That little midget comes out. I'm like, I like to knead that little midget in the head. It's just really creepy.
Mm-hmm.
How was that cheesecake, sir?
Well, this is a chocolate bourbon cake or something like that. Somebody made it for me for Christmas, but the cheesecake looks phenomenal for tomorrow.
For tomorrow, you got
Now,
some.
is that what you're taking to the one that you normally eat with?
Oh, so no. Tomorrow is our family Christmas dinner. Since not everybody can get here for Christmas, and usually every year we do either Christmas together or Thanksgiving on like Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day, etc. So, and it alternates.
Marjorie, there's something with that one doll that's haunted, and she's got a name. I think the name's Annabelle or something crazy. It's just so Joni thinks she was possessed when she was there. So the last time we were there, because they've got Kevorkian's van in there, and they've got all these things in there, and Kevorkian tells stories about people that he'd helped pass. And Joni claims that she connected with somebody in one of the pictures, and kind of thought that he told them if they needed. And she claims that person followed her home, and she had to tell him to leave. So I don't know. If she wasn't already in her pajamas, I'd get her to come in here and tell you, because she firmly believes that guy was visiting her in her dreams.
That's creepy.
Told him to go back home.
Mm-hmm. And now we actually, one of the two times we actually met Zach when we were in there. He came through.
Way too many pain meds, Kitten Dangle said.
Yeah, but that place it's just really creepy. It's got a weird vibe. So it's down on the older side by the older strip in Vegas, and it used to be the largest. It used to be the largest house in Vegas. It was owned by one of the mayors. One of the mayors who built it, and it was one of the first houses that had electricity and all kinds of mess. And it's got some creepy history about the basement of this house, and that's where they've done a lot of weird stuff with conjuring mess. So yeah, that's a creepy place.
I was looking at a house here in my town to buy, and there's just something the I don't like to use the word vibe, but the vibe of the house felt off. And I asked the lady, I said, is your house haunted? And she looked at me and she goes, I don't want to talk about it. And I said, I don't want to buy your house.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't need that kind of bad. I don't need that kind of bad energy in my life. It was
If you
beautiful.
can-
though.
If you can feel it when you walk in before you buy it, yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely don't want to buy that one.
Yeah, because we were in the basement. I was just like, I feel stuff anyways. I was, not to get way off topic, but I was laying in bed one night and I woke up, and I don't take pain meds, so I know it wasn't anything. I was standing by my bed, looked like a 3-foot tall, looks almost like Cousin It with an Alf snout standing on it with black beady eyes. and I'm laying there staring at it. I'm laying like this and I'm looking at it, and then I get the bright idea, hey, let's reach out and try to touch it. So I'm reaching out, like trying to touch this thing, and I couldn't because it was far enough away to where I couldn't touch. And I was laying there trying to touch this thing, and all of a sudden I pull my arm back and I'm just laying there staring at it for like probably another 30 seconds. And then my phone, it just pops on. Oh yeah, that's the doll from
That's Annabelle in that damn museum.
Yeah. And my phone pops on and I hear something tell me that says, be careful what you reach for. And I'm like, yes, sir. And I just went back to sleep. I've seen some weird stuff though.
It's just odd. RG, what's up, man? I saw I caught part of your I think it might have been a short or one of your videos. You're loading up a basket at Walmart full of craziness. But it's but he's a good example. You know, he started off with a TV show doing what he likes, and then he's built that into a huge business with this museum and all the stuff he does. Follow your passions. If reselling is your passion, there should be nothing standing in your way. Do anything you can do to build it, to foster, to grow, because it's the sky is the limit. It's not easy, but if it's your passion, if it's something you truly enjoy, it's very enjoyable for 100%.
The only regret I have about being a full-time reseller is that I didn't do it sooner. I should have did it 10 years sooner.
I should have to, 100%.
Agreed.
Like, it was easier than when I did it. Because I went full-time in 2017, and it would have been easier. Well, I say it would have been easier in 2007, but then there was the downturn. But I don't think it would have mattered that much. People were still buying stuff.
Octo, can we quote you on that? Next time I catch y'all live, I'll make sure I remind Granny that she's haunted.
Some strange noises coming out of that lady.
All right, Phil. It's good seeing you, buddy. Have a good night.
The only regret I have is subscribing to Rad Relics. Well, thanks, Craig. I really appreciate that.
But it's
me too.
But the things I've seen, I've been in 41 states chasing stuff, and so I've stopped and seen a lot of this stuff all over the country. In Nebraska, anybody in the audience live in Nebraska?
I don't even think Nebraska.
I'm trying to get I'm following. I can't remember what were those little stores that were like baby Walmarts. They were out of Minnesota. They closed them down 4 years ago. They were all out in the middle of nowhere, and I was chasing eye drops, and I was trying to get to South Dakota because there was a bunch of, it was like 4 or 5 of them up there, and I drove to Nebraska, and I turned through this town, and I was like, don't miss Carhenge. I'm like, what the hell is Carhenge? Some dude had taken a bunch of cars and arranged them ass end up like Stonehenge. It's in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska. It was the craziest shit you ever run into. No, it's not Myers. Myers is still around. What was the name of that?
Yeah, he copied the Cadillac Ranch in Amarillo.
I can't think of the name of it.
I'm trying to look it up.
The Texas Bandits going to the hot tub. I don't blame you. I wish I had a hot tub. You could take us with you.
I can see it. I went to a bunch of them. They were all in Kansas. I'll think of the name of it. They were in Missouri too. No, not Rite Aid. They closed like 3 or 4 years ago. Shopko. Thanks, John. They were Shopkos. I was chasing Shopkos because Shopkos was so me and the Thrifton brothers were chasing Shopkos. They had gone from Ohio across Illinois and top of Iowa and the top of Missouri and North Dakota, all that. And they had stopped right there at whatever that like the barely over to North Dakota, South Dakota. And I came up from Alabama through Oklahoma into Kansas and hit all the ones through Kansas, Nebraska, and then up into South Dakota on the far end. And then came down. There were a few in Wyoming on my way back through towards Denver. And for one product, folks, because you could buy them for $6 and they were selling for $150 to $250 a box.
I remember those.
And there was one store, damn near cry. I walk in there, they had 14 boxes. That was just I was in the middle of nowhere. I just got pulled over by a cop. I was on the phone with my brother because I'd come into this little town and it dropped down to 25, and he let me go. And there were 4. And I could see the shop code from where I got pulled over. There were 14 boxes in that store.
Was that the eye drops?
Yeah. Refresh PM, and the other one. There was another one. There was 2 varieties of Refresh PM. There was that one, and what was the other one?
Started with an L something.
Whatever it was, they were the same. They were having the same issue. They went from metal tubes to plastic tubes, and then supply issues, and yeah, they were
like latrazine or something. I know what.
That was the trip that I found ass pads. For those of you who haven't been around long enough, so there was I think CVS still carries some of them. Butterfly is the name of the brand. They carry they are in case you have anal seepage, they are pads for your underwear so you don't. Yeah, the bearded ass pad will show up. It's terrible.
The bearded ass pad or something, wasn't there? Somebody took on that persona.
Oh yeah, it'll show up.
It's probably lag.
I think the most of those Refresh PMs that I've ever found anywhere was 8 of them on Walmart.com by PharmaPacks.
Bearded ass pad. Yeah.
Remember when I told y'all yesterday I didn't like you? The hell with all of you, I still don't like you.
Puppy dog.
I only like
I want
my daddy, nobody else. Isn't that right, buddy? Isn't that right? You only like daddy.
I want a long-haired dachshund. I'd love to have one.
She's half wire, half long, and she's not. You've seen Franklin? He's a long hair.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Cutie.
Hey, where's your little boy toy? Franklin! How come you didn't bark like that when they stole the stuff off the front porch?
Yeah, they were PG. They were not really medicated. They were just there to keep.
They're more like a much thinner version of a feminine pad. They're just enough to keep you from soiling yourself for leakage, not for straight up just walk. I ever think the day I'd be explaining this on an internet show.
I'm sure you've explained it before.
So what happened is the company went from male and female versions to just a unisex version because, I mean, let's face it, the parts back there are the same. So why did they need male and female versions of it? So when you found the male ones, because men are so damn crazy that they won't buy this stuff in the store in person because they're so embarrassed, they would pay me $55 a box for them.
I mean, there's so many. There's not been. shit.
There it is.
Y'all did it just like Beetlejuice. Y'all wouldn't quit saying his name. You went Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. He showed up. That's got to be Lag. There's nobody else. There's the sense of humor that person has. Do Lag and Connie ever show up at the same time?
I mean, if you have two browsers opened, I guess that could happen.
I've done that before and messed with people talking in both of them. It's hard to keep track of which one's which, though. Damn.
I thought that Connie was Dusty. I just there was no. I thought like
He would look me straight. I mean, he wasn't lying. I mean, I can't tell how many times I told him he was, and he would look me dead in the eyes. And I'm like, I am not. And I'm like,
I thought he was. He never told me he was, but like we spent a lot of time hanging out private. But like he would deny it.
he would have mentioned it to somebody. So
Yeah, and I was with him, 8 hours to 10 hours a day, watching him adjust his nuts and list postcards.
Lord, so how was the food? Uber Eats was good.
No, not really. This place we tried is an Italian place, and marinara sauce isn't supposed to be crunchy. Like there's this. What the hell? I'm sitting there eating this spaghetti and meatball thing that I ordered, and it's like I thought I chipped a tooth. And then Jenna had the tortellini, and she's having do you have the sandy crunchy thing going on here? And I'm all, yeah, something's not right. I didn't finish it, so
It's a crunchy. It's
okay,
a crunchy
so the
meatball.
pizza place you mentioned, is it the one that looks like it's like in a little strip mall?
No, this place is just one of the mom and pop ones that had good reviews.
I'm talking about the one for diners, drive-ins, and dives you were talking about.
That's another place entirely.
Yeah, but does it look like it's in a little strip mall? Because the one I saw looked like it's in a strip mall when I watched an episode of the.
Yeah, it is. That's like about half a mile from where I live.
Yeah, one of the first times I went to Vegas, there's a great place. He's a butcher who's got a restaurant. John, hold on.
Crunchy marinara sauce.
Oh my goodness! Right. I'm glad it was that, than rather than breaking a tooth or something.
You're for sure. It's cheaper. You can just quit eating it.
Yeah. If I would have kept eating it, might have happened.
Do you think it was bone fragments in the meat?
No, it's in the marinara sauce. She had it in hers. I'm like, that's not normal. I've never had that.
Man, that's something.
I don't want to be around your bathroom in the morning.
Yeah, is the place you're talking about those guys' pies?
Yes. That's not the place I went to tonight, but that's the place I'm raving about. That's really good. It's exactly the place.
I'll tell you the last one I ate at.
Don't worry, John. Scott can hook you up with some ass pads.
I might need some Fields and Guards that you have.
Yeah, y'all need to try. It's a place called John Mole's Roadkill Grill.
Yep, I heard about that. I haven't gone there yet.
I ate there, man. You'll be so full. That place is the bomb.
But that's the best place to roll and smoke, but I haven't been there either. So.
I liked it so much I bought a T-shirt.
James W said, "Yeah, definitely roaches in the food. It's high protein Friday with extra roaches.
Crunchy out of shell.
Hey, that's what they want us to eat. That's what we're gonna be eating roaches, and we're gonna like them."
So Anthony wanted to know who was Jack Smack. I remember they figured out who he was, but he changed his name to something else. Can't remember.
There's been so many trolls over the year.
No, yeah,
they are out there.
It's normally in good fun though. Like it's just people. In fact, it they're quite enjoyable.
Yeah, lag might be the best of all of them because lag messes with you just enough, and all of a sudden he'll put in some great comment, and you'll go, "Was that real? Did I just really leave that from lag again?" What? uh,
Yeah, I've thought Craig was a couple of the troll accounts too before because he's pretty good at it.
Hey Sean, what's up, man? So whoever Beard Aspat is got to have a little bit of decent skills because they've made the icon of the pad with a beard. I mean, it actually is. They photoshopped that. They got to have a little bit of Photoshop skills.
Bearded ass pad, huh?
Yeah, if you look back and you'll see it.
Yeah,
We've had
maybe had AI.
No, this is before AI. We've been like a lot. Like, how long you been making videos?
Since 15.
Yeah, 2014 was my first upload, and then I waited months and months before I uploaded anything else, and then we all kind of came together. And yeah, we've seen a lot of crazy stuff over the past 8 years.
So Sean's is the caverns in Kentucky. So are you gonna? Does that mean you're going by the Amish place? There's a Amish a real big Amish scratch and dent over there. They might be some of Jacob's people. Jacob, is there some kind of secret Amish handshake or password you get a discount?
Can't tell you. You have to be able to speak Pennsylvania Dutch.
I'm out. Damn it.
Yep.
Yeah. I forget. Listen.
By the way, that high bid over here, it's way too high. Prices are just too high. Oh, it never sorts here. Can't do it.
It's good because it's Christmas time too. People are buying stuff from there for Christmas presents. But
Yeah.
it's the smaller. Just keep checking back until you find that small mom and pop high bid. That's
So it's called R&S Salvage Groceries. It's in Horse Cave, Kentucky. There's 2 or 3 of them over there. There's one in Scottsville.
I think I have an uncle that lives near Scottsville. I think somewhere around there.
Y'all are all related, I thought.
Well, you're not wrong.
It'd be interesting to go into an Amish place like that, not knowing you are ex-Amish and knowing that you can speak Pennsylvania Dutch and just kind of hear what they have to say and
it is fun.
See if they're talking, and then if you catch them talking shit before you leave, like spit a little bit back at them, and they'll be like, "Oh, time to go repent, Yoder."
So has anybody seen the YouTube channel of the white guy who can speak Mandarin and Cantonese or whatever it is?
He can learn any language. Yeah, he speaks.
He goes into like Chinatown in New York and does all these XIAMON or something is his channel, but half the time, half the videos I watch him, he gets recognized in there. But the reaction of the people, the best one was he went in to get a manicure, and the lady was carried on, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, I was just about to talk shit about you." Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that guy can learn like any language in a couple like a couple months or something like that. He's learned all kinds of different languages.
You come here, boy. You come here. You come here. Hey, John, look at me. I got long hair.
We've started having a bunch of Amish moving
or
Mennonite.
Oh, look at me. I got long hair.
Is that a boy or girl?
It is. What are you talking about, John? I got the baby maker 3000.
I see it now. I see your undercarriage. He's a good looking dog. We have a lot of Mennonites
for Amish.
What?
Is there a border wall for Amish?
They're actually welcomed around here. I don't. They bring a lot more people to the area because the property where I live at's real cheap compared to where they're at. So they're starting to move into this part of Missouri so that they can get that cheap property. And they've got a real nice community of Mennonites. And I interact with a lot of them at auction, and they're for the most, some of them, just like anybody, some of them look at you like you're, like they don't want nothing to do with you. And other ones there's a couple of them that I made really good friends with, and they're super, super friendly. And they're just fun to talk to.
Just like anybody else.
Yeah. There was a situation that happened where a young kid was being ignorant and driving down the road, and he hit a buggy, and like one of the young girls was killed and another little boy was hurt real bad. And our community, I guess the English community, really just poured out into their community a whole bunch. And it sucks that it happened, but it really built a strong bond between their community and our community, because people would give them rides and anything that they needed. We were, there to whatever they couldn't do themselves because of their religious limitations. We were able to step up and help, and we took down blankets and stuff like that. And it was really cool. They were really great people. A lot worse people can move to the area, that's for sure.
Right.
So you weren't on here. We were talking about Christmas presents for resellers, John. So are you as bad, or you and Jenna as bad as the rest of us? You get so much stuff that you kind of keep what you want, and it makes it much harder to find gifts.
Jenna's always buying from the place that I buy to source. She's buying for gifts all the time. She buys for herself too. It's like, this is a business account. What are you doing?
So I guess you just need to buy some weird nail polishes color she doesn't have. Does she collect nail polish?
She collects everything like that. It's like, do you really need this? If you see all the war paint that she has, it's like, come on, you don't need this. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, Johnny worked for Estee Lauder for years. You should see the stuff that she keeps.
You're gonna have to start whispering that name a little bit lower next time, Scott.
That was classic.
He heard you.
She's in the chat. Carried on. But it does make it very very interesting. And I'm like John has said earlier. I don't need nothing. I find it. I buy it. Whatever. Don't buy me nothing. We've been together about 35 years, 32 of them married. It's at this point, what's there?
The only thing I really want is a Miss Pac-Man arcade machine, and they are expensive for what it is, for being Pac-Man.
So who did you see? Michigan girl. She says, "Oh my God, I saw him. So funny."
So your wife gets a Mustang and you get a Pac-Man machine. Nice.
No, her dad passed away, so she got like 13 grand from like a little bit of something. So she wanted something to remember him by, and they both love cars. So she went out and bought her a car. I told her, I said, well, you get your car. I said, but, start your own eBay account. And I had an eBay account left over when I was scamming Amazon, drop shipping their stuff. And it had like over 1,000 feedback. I was like, just use this one. It's got a bunch of feedback on it. And she kills it. She kills it. And you know what makes me so upset, Todd? You know what makes me so upset is the fact that any time in our whole relationship since we've been selling on eBay, when we go somewhere And I'd be like, just look for something eBay. And you know what she'd tell me? I don't know what sells on eBay. And now that she has to sell stuff on eBay to make her car payment, she's in there getting handfuls of stuff. And I'm like, you always knew. You just lied. You just lied to me.
That's nice.
Hey, you always lie to your employer and say you don't know how to do it.
Right.
You know that, John?
Yeah, she was getting away with it.
Well, it's also too your boys have gotten to an age too where she doesn't have to. They're not so dependent. So how old are the youngest ones now?
They're 8 and 12, and then Noah's 16. He's a junior, getting ready to be a senior. So like we just leave them at home. Like we're just like.
But they'll always need mom. I'm not saying they don't need mom, but when they're too little, they're much more dependent. They are getting to be independent young men.
Right. So, so she's doing really well. She, she's been making her car payments and has even made money and got like $4,000 or $5,000 saved up now. And I'm like, well, good for you. It's like,
this is the coldest dog. She sleeps under the covers. She's laying up there in front of the heat dish.
That's funny.
Oh my god!
But
you can hear Joni calling Franklin from the other side of the house. He just took off running, little sucker.
Yeah, we ended up with another golden retriever, and we had to. They gave us a deal on him. We paid he's supposed to be like $2,000, and we ended up getting him for like $600 because his nuts never dropped. So now we got to go spend $1,000 to have surgery done on him. I'm like, oh my gosh! I'm like, these animals are gonna break me.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get me some pet insurance or something like that.
Train.
Yeah.
Is that you?
Yep.
Okay.
Jake, he's like, that's the 1210 to Yuma.
Be sure that's not your trailer's not parked on the track there. When you have one of those cars,
but thousands of these Connex boxes like the one I'm in right now go by every day. I always joked around I was going to stop the train one day and steal a few of them.
Yeah, they're expensive. I'm
loading you up into one of those cars.
Right now, I'm probably 300 foot from the train.
Oh my god!
It would be louder, except this Connex box is reefer units. It's insulated.
Oh, okay.
I have a little heater in here and a little AC, and I can lights and do all my shipping, and it's my little office that I can get to where nobody bothers me if I need to get away.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool.
And my paper tape machine. Hey, did yours come in yet, John?
We got it. We just haven't put it. We haven't put it up yet. After we're done here, we're gonna go in and set it.
John finally got a paper tape machine.
Yeah, I ordered one.
The better. What is it called? The Better Pack 555E.
555E. Yeah.
Yep.
So
I do have my Amazon leftover one.
I'm just not sold on the paper tape concept. I know you guys love it. I
couldn't do without it.
I would make a huge mess.
How you make a mess? How you make a mess? You say you want a 12-inch piece of tape, you hit a 12. This ain't hard.
I know, but have you tried messing with anything 12 inches? It's just tough.
Here's a question. We got 81 people still watching hanging out with us. So, what have you thought about January? What are you going to do different in January to help move your business in 2024? Products are going to change, which are in demand. Calendar. Is there anything that you've got planned to do different? I'll start. The one thing I want to do is get to some live auctions. I know John does a lot of live auctions. Middle John, not the other John. and I truly want to get out there and do live auctions. I think there's a lot of opportunity because with the weather being colder and people not getting out there and people scared of whatever they're telling you is coming, I think there's some opportunity to get to a live auction. And
some of the best short videos that I put out lately, like if you go look at my channel under my shorts, like I did one where they sold a couple tractors, one where they sold a bass boat, and I just hold the phone up and you're just like, hey, no, until they sold. And it's like the title of the video is how much can you buy a tractor for at auction? And, or how much can you buy a bass boat for at auction? And, they're getting 3,000 and 4,000 views on them. It's not a ton, but it's the amount of subs that they bring in that's just fascinating to me. And
Craig said he's looking at your shorts.
You can look in my shorts, Craig. So that's one of
what?
And Todd, if you've seen the stuff that we share back and forth in a private group chat that we're in, Craig put a picture of himself the other day and I edited it and sent it back to him, and I was ashamed of myself. I was like, I can do better than that.
So Ron, I think this is very important, man. I think setting realistic goals is something that we all need to work on. Remember, if you don't have a goal, you can't hit a goal you don't have. And part of that, treating things like a business and, set some quarterly goals. You'll be amazed that, you start hitting things that you're actually trying to achieve. And then, so Robert's got another good one. Charge shipping, no more free shipping.
That's a good one.
With the returns rates that have gone up, and too many people doing the trial thing. I got a radar detector back today. The reason for the return was it beeps too much.
I guess you better slow down, right?
It's a fucking radar detector. It's supposed to beep. Put it in city mode if you don't want to listen to a beep. I mean, just so I really think that if you got to know your numbers and got to understand what you sell, and not everything is so. If you've got quantity, I would suggest you probably stay with free shipping because you make more money with quantity items. But anything else, it's the returns have been killing me, and so that was the number reason why. James says he's going to try a 50% off sale.
I'm going to do that. I'm doing that tonight on the second store. Because, that store I'm trying to get down to, I'm trying to niche it out to just sports-related stuff anyway. And like 80% of it's not related to that. So I just want to get it out. So go in, mark down the sale, 50%, blow it out, and see what's left at the end of the year.
So Kathleen, I think that's important. I think everybody needs to take an honest look at their business and realize Josh has been talking about a lot before he went on his hiatus about, you've only got so much time in a day. And so, how many of these small items can you list? Not everybody, and I'm not saying this wrong. I'm not, so don't somebody go running and say, my boring reseller life. Bearded Picker said you're wrong. That's his business. That's what works for him, and he does well at it. And but it's not what I want. And I even want to raise my ASP is probably 18-ish to 20-ish, and I'd like to go even closer to 30. So what?
$18?
Yeah, 18 plus shipping.
Really? Okay. But you're saying plus shipping. According to what I have, I'm 65, but I think that includes shipping on that.
Is that what you're looking at?
Maybe it's higher than I think it is.
Yeah, I think it's higher than that.
Are you talking about on eBay underneath your?
Yeah, because eBay counts your shipping in that. Like someone with free shipping, like $20, they average $20. That's in free shipping.
Okay, never mind. It actually is $45.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I forget about all the crazes. Like the last 2 days, I've sold the two big items. Cameras do have a tendency to bring those up. Even the Polaroid cameras I'm selling I'm getting $40 a Polaroid camera and then some. But yeah, so I think everybody can do themselves a favor by really examining what you're selling and how much work does it take to, so it would be hard for, so James is kind of pigeonholed too. So it'd be very hard for him to turn that ship around because he's got a lot of inventory. He's invested a lot of time, and, his business model is the hold till it sells, the volume listing game. So I understand where he's at. I listen to him probably, I don't know, 3 times a week, 4 times a week. Usually he does like a long one and a short one. I generally catch the short one. Tried to catch the one today, but he was talking about numbers and I was driving and I'm like, I can't follow along with this. I'm going to be in a ditch. So I switched to some country music. So, Mr. Sadie wants, he's going to focus on 500% sell through. Very nice.
500%. That'd be pretty good. Yeah, my average sell price per item is $47.91. I would.
So for those who don't know, Ron is changing directions. His store he runs completely to give to others who are getting who are awaiting transplants and need some help. So he's wanting to dwindle down his store, but that's very nice. Very nice, Ron. For an A&M person, you're one heck of a guy. I will no longer hold A&M against you. As long as you continue to lose, I won't hold it against you. But Ron's a generally good person, and to look at donating your inventory, folks. Sometimes giving up on an item it's a lesson. I might have mentioned lessons earlier tonight. The tuition you pay. Sometimes you got to accept that sometimes you've learned more than you knew 6 months ago. Sometimes I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I buy bad ones every now and then. You just don't see them because I run them to the auction and get money back and move on. I don't celebrate the fact that, so here's a statement I'm going to tell you, and you can agree or disagree. If you don't make a mistake every now and then, you're not enough on the edge to buying. If you don't have mistakes, you don't have home runs. I'm going to tell you that right now. If you don't take enough chances, because, if everything is always safe and you're always buying that, you're going to struggle to find a lot of inventory, and you've got to swing and miss it. Look at the biggest home run hitters. How many times they strike out? I mean, what's the old no guts, no glory? It's just always that way. If I was outside, I would show you the llama. We were going big for the llama. Damn it. I was standing there in the fourth quarter, bases loaded, and I was swinging with the llama. Damn. That was a painful strikeout.
Well, my wife gets mad at me that I do some stupid stuff like sometimes, and I have one that I just got here this last weekend, and it's this weird place I've never been to before, and it's basically the stuff's on consignment. So most of this stuff was 75% off. It was some back warehouse, and the electronics weren't, but he had a brand new sealed HD 4K DVD player. It's worth about $1,000, eBay or Amazon. And he's like, well, I can do 50%. He had it at 700, so it's 350. I'm like, fuck it.
It just depends on how fast it takes to sell, because there's still money there.
Oh, there's plenty of money there. It's yeah. Even if I have to insure it and send it to Florida, it's still a double.
So, James, I believe you're 100% correct. And the lessons for those of you 83 are still sticking around, the lessons you learn from allowing yourself to make a mistake here or there, these are not, mistakes are not failures of your business. They're not failures of your business plan. There's market forces in that you can't control. That sometimes it might be you just miss something. You might have misjudged a market condition or a supply issue or whatever. Something it's going to be very minor, but it really trains, and the iron sharpens iron concept. The more you continue to use these skills and flex this muscle of sourcing and learning and growing your business, it's very important. It's something that you really need to take serious for the first quarter. You're disappointed with the fourth quarter this year, and maybe the platform has a little bit to do with it. Spend the first 3 quarters of next year getting ready. If you waited till the fourth quarter to get ready for the fourth quarter, you were too late.
Start now.
So many people make that mistake about, I'm going to get ready for the fourth quarter in October. I'm like, wait, October's here. This is the fourth quarter.
No, but no, don't wait till January, though, is what I'm saying.
Right.
A lot of we're talking about what I want to do next year. So, okay, well, what are you doing the next 2 to 3 weeks?
Because everybody's looking for Christmas and they're saying, oh, Christmas sales are going to die in a week. No, they're not.
No.
I look at this time of year as sort of the way I usually approach summer, where I'm just going to take the time to build my store up. If I get sales, I get sales. But when the sales do come back, I'm going to have inventory for that.
Ron, that's amazing, man.
Wow. 44 grand.
You got a great heart, bud.
It's amazing.
But I know it's probably, you feel a lot the way Johnny does. That she comes home, she's tired from whenever she's walked a lot on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but mentally it's very, very good for her to spend time helping others and serving others who are fighting the fight that she's already won.
Train again.
How many times does that thing come through the night?
It doesn't blow a horn during the night, but so you just hear just your regular noise. I don't know.
What times the horn can stop? 9, 10?
11 p.m. So 11 to 6, no horn unless there's motion or movement or potential for collision. About 6 years ago, they did have a collision right here, like 400 feet up the track. Hit a person.
Dang.
Yeah.
Mr. Larry, what's up? How are you tonight?
Larry!
It took the train almost 3/4 of a mile to stop.
Yeah, my grandfather drove one. He hit several things. I think the biggest thing he hit was a Winnebago once. Ron, eBay is alive, and it's alive and well. And the problem is okay. So it's a catch-22. So one of the biggest complaints we've had throughout the years with eBay is they've not changed to keep up with the times, and they haven't changed. They haven't done enough to make themselves remind people who they are and reach a younger audience. But now that they are changing and trying to do stuff, we're also giving them hell for it. So I just think next year is going to be a year that you're going to have to truly understand numbers. I think the ones that survived is the eBay of the next year or two and continue to resell, or you got to be a professional at determining what your numbers are. I see too many people that are making bad buys. You look at it and go, even if you got that for free, what you're selling at, you're not making any money. There's no physical way to make money, even if you got it for free. So there's so many people that don't understand what profit is. Don't understand what their fees are. I think there will be some pullout on promoted listings because I don't think the double-digit promoted listings can survive forever. I think at some point there's going to be I think sellers are going to finally say they've had enough. And I don't know when that point is. I think it'd be very interesting once we get the Q2 numbers for 2024 to compare them, because remember Q2 last year is when the stuff started happening. And so comparing apples to oranges, you got to compare year over year. Quarter to quarter. Quarter three, I expected them to make their numbers. Q4, whatever their projections are, they're probably going to be close. And even Q1, but Q2, where they run over the higher promotions and all this craziness, I don't think there's enough offsite ad money to make that huge of a difference yet.
So when the sellers say that it's enough when it comes to the rates, so they say they jack it up over 30% in many categories, and they stop promoting that high, and eBay is losing sales, and they need to find ways to make money. What is the next step? Raising the base rate, the base fee?
The problem is they're already raised the base fee to where others are. They're only a 1.5% off Amazon.
It's 12.95.
It's 13.25, I thought.
Like that.
Yeah, Amazon's 15 or 15.5.
So do they pull an Amazon and match Amazon just to try to make more money with less sales?
The problem is that's a hard sell because Amazon, your exposure and the sheer amount of customers that you get is just true. I mean, that other guy sells on Amazon. So does Jake's. I'm telling you, if you've had any experience selling on Amazon, the velocity is insane.
Right.
The sheer number. So I have an item that I bought Walmart said they were in stock. I get there that all mine were out. I'm like, well, damn, I've sold 2 of them to see what they've said. I listened to them to see if they would sell. They sold in like 5 minutes.
Right.
And so I went to Fayetteville today, and I stopped at the first store, and they had 8. I'm like, damn right. So I listed those 6, and before I could get to Walmart, they were gone. But Walmart is 7 miles down the road, and I didn't put them at the lowest price. The lowest price was $21. I put them at $25.88 or $24.88. Walmart had 9 in that store. So I listed all of them, and before I could get 10 minutes to the auction, they were gone.
Wow.
And you don't see that kind of. So I sold 15 of them in a matter of 22 minutes. You don't see that kind of velocity on eBay. I can look at them and it shows you, it shows you 1 sold today. I don't think we see that. I don't think the sold numbers are right because they've got to sell them. But
the fact is that what you can gate in, others can't. And
it's grocery. Most people can sell grocery. It's a grocery item.
Okay.
I'm not going to go buy anymore. You want me to tell you what it is?
Sure.
I'll tell you what it is, but somebody's got to explain to me what the hell it is.
He's going to wreck the market for it. That's all.
It's only 85 people. Y'all are not going to tell anybody, right? It's mincemeat.
Mincemeat?
Mincemeat. I never had it. I don't know what the hell it is. It ain't meat.
It's a mincemeat pie.
So I'm buying it for $5.48, and it sells for $24.88.
Is it a can?
A jar.
Okay.
It's 3 pounds, 4 ounces. So I shipped 2 today. The 2 that I had to get out went out today. And they were expensive to ship. They went ground advantage for $6.83. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Oh, mincemeat.
Mincemeat. I've never had it. It sounds like it's disgusting. It talks about raisins on it or something. I don't know.
It's not. I've had it like once. It's not bad. It's a sweet pie filling.
Isn't it English or whatever? It's not.
Yeah, and it's only this time of the year. That's why the price is so high.
Well, the price is so high because Walmart is almost completely out, and they don't track it in the store anymore. You can't even go on the website to see if they got it. You just got to go to the store to see if it's there. When I talked to the store, I talked to the guy who was stocking yesterday at one of the ones in town, and he said they stopped shipping it on the day before Thanksgiving, and that he thought all 12 stores in town were out. so it's hard to find right now. So I did find it at I stopped at an IGA. They had it on the shelf. It's with the pie fillings.
Okay.
And then in Walmart, it's on the middle aisle. They've got that bacon aisle right now, right in the middle. It's on the bottom shelf. So anybody who wants to sell it.
Are you so? Well, it looks like they all got multiple listings. Holy crap!
Well, what turned you onto that? How did you know?
I scraped somebody's account.
Well, I'll have to go to my Kroger and scan.
Kroger doesn't carry that brand.
Well, yeah, there's a couple brands on Amazon though.
Yeah, but the brand that Kroger sells only sells for $19. So Nishana says it goes in fruitcakes. Very interesting. So I've had it in because I've had fruitcake before. Just didn't know it. Folks, so if you're looking for a business model, I'm telling you right now, consumables. It's in the definition consumable. That means they're going to buy more of it because you eat it, it goes away. It just the money in food on Amazon is amazing. And here's your hint. So that if that's not a big enough hint for you, you go to Walmart and start scanning, and you look at it and go, that bearded picker is an idiot. I can't believe he sent me out here. I can't find anything. Here's the secret. Sell multi-packs. The money's in multi-packs.
Yeah.
There you go. The money's in multi-packs. That's your Christmas present from the bearded picker. Sell multi-packs.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
I promise you, if you want something, if you want a business that sells over and over, and you're not going to make home run money, you're not going to find a $3 item that sells for $100, but you can sell thousands and thousands of items.
Scott, do you have like next day air shipping or anything like that turned on normally? And question number 2,
I do
try to increase the visibility of that over the next couple of weeks right before Christmas?
I'm out, so it doesn't matter what I do to it.
Well, I mean, in something. I'm not saying specifically in that item, but any Christmas item, things like that.
I always have it, so it doesn't matter, and I don't think it matters any. If you have something that you got volume in, Jake, I would maybe throw some pay per click at it, see if that can, because you can get a really quick return on your pay per click. But I'd have to talk to John because I've used retail arbitrage and I've used stuff that already sells, so I've not built listings that needed pay per click, so I don't know enough about it. But John would give me a crash course in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He's got a program he developed. If I asked him for it, I'm sure he would let me use it. But I just never have. So Biff Boffo says, grandmother made mince meat tarts, part of a repertoire of not very good recipe.
Because the other thing I've been doing is I have one item multiple items that are from a local college, and I give free 2-day shipping on it because it just goes UPS, not a problem, next day. And I have a specific template for those. I have a local 2-day is what I call it. And it's Washington, Oregon, Northern California, and Idaho. Mm-hmm. And there's another FBA seller on one of the items. And for every one that he sells, I've sold about 10. So,
yeah, but this is one of my ideas. So I'm letting you in on one of my ideas because there's plenty of room. There's so much out there. I really am going to sell a lot of grocery this coming up. I think it's a way to build an Amazon and allow FBA just to move stuff. Remember with grocery, you got to understand what the expiration dates are before you start. Most anybody can sell grocery. If you're on your phone and it says, and you hit request to be able to be ungated and it tells you that it can't do it on the phone, that just means you need to watch the video, take the little bitty quiz. Once you've taken it one time, it's the same answers every time. I just want you to know.
You just have to take it once for every brand.
Yeah.
You don't even have to watch the video. You just answer the question.
Answer the question. That's it.
It's the one. All of the above.
But it's the opportunity. So if you're struggling with eBay and everybody's telling you to cross list, I'm going to tell you the exact opposite. I'm going to tell you to learn a different way to resell. I'm going to tell you to learn to sell in bulk. I'm going to tell you to understand if you're somebody who can't follow the rules, ignore everything I'm telling you right now. Because if you're not a stickler for rules, and when Amazon says do it this way, if you go, well, I wonder if I can do it that way. No, the answer is no, you can't. And they're going to suspend you and tell you, kneel, kiss the ring, beg us to come back, and then we'll think about it. If you can follow the rules and sell, I'm telling you, there's great opportunity. But it is. And I have backed into eBay, and I feel very comfortable. And the one thing I think each one of us needs personal development. The one thing I'm working on in January is to set myself up on a schedule. I really think I need to be more disciplined in what I do. I've talked about this for a while, and I've never been great at it. Is the way I'm going to handle eBay, Amazon, and YouTube is each day there's going to be set times, and I'm the world's worst. I get ADHD. I'm like squirrel. I'm going to really try to set myself on a schedule to, get up at 6 o'clock. From 6 to 8, I'm working on YouTube. I'm doing, and it is from 8 to whatever, and I'm doing. And remember, the things that I don't like will be the first things I'll be doing in the morning. So I'll be doing, because those are the things you got to knock out first, folks. Do the things you don't like first. So set yourself up on a schedule. I'm going to do my best. I'll do some videos. I'll tell you what I'm doing. Some of my lessons moving through January. So hopefully the trial and error can help you guys, can inspire you guys. You can put in the comments if you're trying it.
Yeah, we're in the same boat. I need to maximize my time a little bit better. I start getting into a project. Maybe I'm going to list this particular thing, and then something drags my attention away, and then I do something else instead of coming back to this. And then my day is.
It's like I tell myself, the best thing about doing this is that nobody's cracking the whip over my head, and the worst thing is that nobody's cracking a whip over my head.
Yeah.
Did we sell some more? No, we sold it. So that sound
holds the same way.
If you don't recognize that sound, the sound in front of Joni's face, that's like I think that's like 10-year-old Joni. But anyway, that's how Amazon FBM shows up. That was a Mario Toadstool game. Mario Golf.
It's on right now. That's it. One item.
Marcy says, if you add brandy. So interesting enough, Marcy, they make one that's got rum in it, I think. There's 2 different flavors. So if you're going to list these, be careful. There's the original formula and the brand rum and raisin formula. I don't know. So let's see. So Mark says he wants the Lee and Perry traditional steak sauce, but it's 40. So folks, here's what you do. Here's Amazon. It's simple in a nutshell. If you go to Walmart and look for Lee and Perry's, it ain't there. Does everybody have a small grocery store somewhere? That's the places that'll still have this stuff. The small mom and pop grocery stores. It's get out of your own way. So these people that tell you they can't find anything in a small town, I bet you can find Lee and Perry's in a small town. I bet your ass you can find it in a small town, because that's generally where I look for stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Ghost Picker, bigger question. Why is Stouffer's no longer making cream beef chip? Depressing. I've never had it, so I don't know. And they might have it might be a supply issue with something to do with it. I don't have any idea, Ghost Picker, but it's I married this other woman. She makes, we don't eat this. Like, what did she make tonight? She decided she wanted mashed potatoes and green and peas. So we had hamburger steak and mashed potatoes and peas.
I just sold some sticks to Amish Country, Pennsylvania, called a little town called Honeybrook. Happens to be about 10 miles from where I grew up.
So Joanna says she's got a local. How do you get ungated? A local manufacturer. If you can buy it directly from them, their invoice will work. If not, you need to buy it from someone who sells that stuff, like on a website, because most of the time the website they accept a website invoice, packing slip kind of thing as an invoice versus a receipt that you get from like a Walmart. And so I would find someone who sells it online and purchase the cheapest thing you can in that menu, because you just need to get ungated in the cheapest thing and you can sell it all. Have you reached out to them to inquire about selling their stuff? Because if you buy direct, you'll have invoices directly from the manufacturer. That'll work. Mark said it's ruined steak knife.
Is that what Joanna was asking, or is she trying to say that the local manufacturer can't get ungated?
Yeah, I was kind of wondering the same thing. I don't get.
That would be a slightly different issue.
Yeah. It's their own product if she's talking about the manufacturer.
But they can write their own letter.
They just have to write and prove their ownership to Amazon, and Amazon would give them the world.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
Contact Amazon.
One of the options is invoice. The other option is having a letter of authorization from the manufacturer. Since they are the manufacturer, they could just draft their own and upload it.
I do not use Inventory Lab. I did for a long time until they decided that they were rich and they wanted lots of money. I use Reseller List because it's much cheaper. Reseller List is $39 a month. Inventory Lab is what, $79?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't switch because time's money.
Ron says, look above for my question. I need help. Ron says, I have an item that I would like to make a template used to list from. I never use templates.
Is that on eBay?
Yeah, Ron only sells on eBay. Do you have a template?
I've never found templates to be useful, even with my Willows, which are all similar. I've never found it to be useful.
So what you do is you go into create a listing. So you create a new listing or whatever you want to do. You can even do this off of an existing listing. Go into where the item description is, and there should be a drop down that says custom template.
Correct.
Click that, and there's an option to create template, and then you go in and create the template, and then you name it, and then you can save it. So when you go back to that drop down menu, it'll give you the option to select that template, and boom, it'll pop up.
I know a lot of people who the sellers I don't buy from will use a template that has all their, you have 7 days to return it. If it does this, if it does that, if it's a full moon, I will not take a return. Those they use that over and over. But I list on my phone too, and I just tell the AI to make the description because let it be wordy. I don't care.
Well, the AI in eBay is not making the description. It's just taking your items,
just summarizing
it's putting it into like a word. If you go in, you can try this right now. You can go in and put invalid item specifics for an item. Just make some crazy things up that is broken. Doesn't work in the item description specifics. And when you go and have it make a description for you, it'll use all that bad information.
Pat D's, what's up, man? And Craig is not behaving. He has been causing problems in the chat. Mark said there's people on Reddit wanting to come back. That's always the case. Anytime something goes away. I mean, look, we've got Ghost Picker here wanting whatever that is from Stofers to come back. There's always, just because something goes away doesn't mean that everybody just dislikes it. There's most things have a following. But Lee and Perrins, I'll add that to the list. Let's write it down so I forget it. But I'm telling you right now, if so let's expand on the thoughts. So take advantage of your situation. The lovely wife in there hates to go to Walmart. So what does she do? she signs up for Walmart Plus. So what does that mean? If I want to order whatever, Walmart will just bring it to the house. You can source your grocery items and have Walmart bring it to you. Think about that now. Pay the whatever it is, $50 a year and $100 a year, whatever it is. Write that off as a business expense. Use Walmart to bring your grocery items to your house that you send to Amazon, and that way you never even have to get in your car. They bring it to your house. You send it to a warehouse. I have free UPS pickups. I could run this business with selling groceries from Walmart to Amazon without leaving the house.
You could.
Don't they mark those up? Don't they mark it up for the delivery
No,
services? Like, well, you're probably not using Instacart.
I'm not using Instacart. I'm using Walmart Plus. It's Walmart price.
They're not marking it up for that service, huh?
So Biff says that the Lee Perry's, the Worcestershire will be around. I'm sorry, did I say that right? The Lee and Perry's Worcestershire sauce. There you go. But the steak sauce was a side product, so it's
The Watch Your Sister sauce.
yeah, Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah.
So Marjorie says she uses Word for her templates and copy and paste it over. So Mark, that's an option for you too, Mark. I mean, Mark, for Ron, it's just to copy and paste. Just put whatever you want in a Word document, save it, and then just have that document open. What's the good word? Is there a good word? Ron, I don't think it automatically fills out the back. I think it just places it in there and then you fill out around it. Let me investigate a little bit, Ron. I'll play around with it and see.
Like our template, like what I'll do is I'll put title here, and because I'm looking at it right now, I'll put title here, and then I'll have just a couple words in for my next spot where I'll put my basic description.
Right.
And then I'll put condition like in bold, and then I'll copy my item condition into under that spot. So whatever I use for my item condition, I'm pasting in there. And so when I pull up the template, it's going to have just generic stuff in there. But if you do it right, it'll keep the formatting, the size of the text, the color of the text, and you'll highlight it and right click and paste whatever you're trying to, like your title, for instance. So I'll take my title, copy it, and paste it in.
I don't know. I need to turn notifications on. I forget Noel's on Thursday nights. Ron said, you see what Mr. Sadie said about check out what Noel had last night about using drafts as templates. She digs into those kind of nitty-gritties more than I do. She over explains, so she's very easy to learn from how to. She's done quite a few. I've watched her talk about business policies, and she just pounds it to death till you understand it. So check her show out from last night. Ping G. Krillin, what's up? Just trying to catch up with Jay.
Krillin,
So-
the other day that was me that left that comment about him not giving you the respect you deserve. It was a joke, and I guess he took it the wrong way. So sorry about getting you lectured in that live about,
So go figure. Here you go. You get ungated in a brand. So there's two ungatings. There's a category and a brand. So say you want to get ungated in toys and Legos. So you can go to lego.com and pick out the cheapest thing Lego's got. A lot of people use keychains when they got them. They're small little things, and you buy 10 of them because
you still make money with those. By the way, you make like $1 still back.
So then they come in, you submit the receipt, and you tell them with the ASIN So they will ungate you in toys, and then they will ungate you in Lego because they'll have to, in order to give you Legos, they'll have to do toys, and it'll be toys. So it'll be, and so that way you have killed two birds with one stone. And so now, if you want to sell a big Lego set, you are ungated in Lego, you're ungated in toys, so you can sell any Lego set. You just got to have one to get ungated. It doesn't matter. So that hopefully I explained that.
And the next level of that too is the keychains that I think that I used were Star Wars, and I got ungated in Star Wars also.
Yeah, so you can be very creative as long as the invoice has. What is that?
Jake got his cheesecake.
That's the cheesecake. And there is the topping, homemade topping.
Oh my God.
So Nate is just watching ADHD Dave. How many items does this guy drop or break per? I don't know. I don't watch a ton of resellers. I watch how many resellers do I try to watch Noel when I can, if I remember. I hang out with the two hip chicks because they're cool, and then I watch Jenna from Flipping Ain't Easy because we don't like John. We'll see if she's still listening. We'll see if she's still listening now.
I think she is.
And try to get
If she's shopping,
try to get Josh because Josh is really stimulated, and I think he served a great purpose even though he's not around for 3 weeks. You know, really stimulated some serious conversation about this, really business oriented. I thank him for that. There's too much of the, ooh, look, holy grail. I made $1 million, holy grail. I meant to tell you I made it on this video you're watching, but I digress.
I picked up like 200 widgets that I can sell for $9 each. My cost is like 20 cents each. I bought cases of them.
See, here's where and he tells you this whenever Josh is talking about the lower cost items. So here's a good example. If you had items like that you could sell for that, you send them all into Amazon. Not only would Amazon store them, ship them for you, they would also give you a discounted rate on your fees because it's below $9.99. It's the old small and light program that they kind of did away with, but they reduced the fees on those items for everyone. So it's I need to do that video. There's a DVD I've got out there that if I sell it FBM, I make I think $1.97. If I sell it on eBay, I make $1.37. If I send it to a warehouse, I make $2.80. And you think, well, that's not that big a deal. But I've got 500 DVDs out there. So if you make 80 to 90 to $1 more, and that's $500 for not doing the work. You put them in one box, send them to Amazon, and you're done. So I challenge you to think differently. Am I saying leave eBay? I'm not telling you to leave eBay. I'm not telling you to cross us. I'm telling you to explore your options, think outside the box, and Amazon is one of those things.
Well, the only question I have though with Amazon is, with us sitting in the FDA, what's going to happen with the new what they're wanting to change?
They always change stuff. So
with them not wanting, the whole forced multiple shipments, are they going to break it down so low that it's a royal pain in the ass?
Well, they're going to break it down low. I think they're going to give you an option. If you want to save money, you can break it down, or if not, you can just continue to do it like it is. And I'm just going to continue to do it until then. Because it's not, because I think the way that some of the things they do is like they raised one fee 27 cents and they lowered 120, so it's really a 7 cent. So it's a net gain for them. But it's not as much as we think it is, and over time,
I need to read through it. I haven't dug into it. It'll just be interesting to see. And then another thing too is like the dates for everything is all over the map.
Yeah. No, who was that? Ron, do you pay any attention?
Didn't he have an arc?
Noel's channel is what is it, Farm Girl Picker?
Yeah, Farm Girl Scavenger.
Scavenger. There you go.
I love Jake. He always laughs at my crap.
You always get me. You always get me, Todd.
Okay, so Marjorie, so we'll help you out with this. She's had so much stuff she'd like to let go and whatnot. You have no social media. You're very knowledgeable. You make great comments. Do you have any personality whatsoever? Can you be engaging in front of the camera just to talk to people and be kind? That's really what most people are looking for. Can you carry on a conversation in front of the camera and be kind? And because once you and then if you're willing to put the work in to set the shows up and schedule them out and have them regularly, you can build an audience. People are scared because they run 2 shows and they lose a little bit of money, or they don't get the prices they thought they would, and they quit. It's one of those things that you've got to build. I experienced the same thing, and I've got a larger YouTube channel which nobody watches. So, you ever done Whatnot, John?
I've signed. I was actually one of the first sellers to actually sign up for it. Did the onboarding, and I have not done Whatnot once. I've made $200 off of Whatnot through a referral link to another seller who sold on Whatnot. But me, no, I haven't.
Hey, I prefer somebody who never sold. I wonder who that was.
Ron.
All you got to do is that person has to sell 1 item, and you get $200. I don't know if that's a thing anymore, but at the time it was.
But Marjorie, I think you would do fine. It's a matter of sticking to it, and different categories are different success. It's just a matter of putting in the work that nobody else will put in.
Yeah, but you have to have the product. I think you have the product to do it.
Yeah, the product will definitely.
So I jumped over to Amazon for this particular widget, and surprisingly, it's actually allowing me to sell it.
So no, I do not buy. Okay, so I do buy them at yard sales with missing parts. I just put them in a bin and sell them by weight at the auction. I had 2 bins at the auction this week. They were both 3 pounds each. I think I got, I don't know, $12, $14 for each one of them. So I just run up to the auction. All right, Ghost Picker, I'm glad I explained that for you. Cool, man. And we got the Noel's channel. She's Farm Girl Scavenger.
Yeah, one of my boys is a Lego nut, so I'm like, here, put this together, see if it's got all its pieces.
Yeah, Joanna. There's a simple process. They just need to contact Amazon and identify who they are and prove who they are, and Amazon will require whatever paperwork it is, and they can just send it in, and then they will actually give them control of the listings because they are the manufacturer. It's the way it works. Nate, that's how you learn. I don't know how we learn, but also, so Craig, hiding as his other channel, has given you a link there, Ron. So there you go, buddy. So resellers, not YouTubers that sell. Jacob, your cousin's coming on. I'm kind of scared. I'm scared to click this button to see who it is.
What's up? How far?
Say what?
I'm not sure if your mic's on.
Hang on, let me mute this.
Blink 2 times if you're under distress.
Now you're muted.
That shirt is under distress.
You're good.
Looks like you've just been fishing.
Yeah, he muted himself. All right, so so Nate, that's 100. So you can learn from both, and I'm not saying don't watch the YouTubers because if you enjoy that content, it's entertaining. You will pick up some items. There's the guy Chase to the right price. They show you a lot of video games. If you want to learn video games, that's somebody who you can learn video games from. but it's hard to just watch a yard seller pick up the one item. Maybe you want to learn how to negotiate. They show some of that, but it's tough. All right, thank you, Craig. So Marty's already done the onboarding. No, Mark, if you've got a set like that, $280 set, I would be very tempted. The problem is a set that's that big probably has a lot of pieces, and man, I don't have the patience. I'm mentally challenged.
No, because I got one of the Mindstorm sets,
Right.
and that was a $600 set. So my kid went through and figured out what was there. Sure enough, I was missing a couple pieces. I ordered them up, sold it as collectible, and yeah, sold on Amazon.
Anytime, Ghost Picker. I do this live a couple times a week. So you got any questions? Just the other one's on Wednesday mornings, 8 a.m. Central. So my background is restaurant management. I've been a training manager. I've been a district manager for fast food restaurants for 25 years. I've had to train a lot of people, so I try to break down in terms that very basic terms, very simple. Try not to talk over some. Well, my 7th grade mental education, I try to stay about right there, because at the end of the day, if you can't communicate with somebody, even if it's a little oversimplified, that you're much better off that they understand it versus. I don't need to sound super smart. I mean, this is. The vast majority of stuff it's just a lot of trial and error. Margie, I think you would do fine. It's So what side of the family you're on, Jake's? Jake's cousin.
I wore this shirt just for lag, and he ain't here.
Lag ain't gonna show up, is he?
No.
This might be a record for YouTube. We got 2 people from Missouri in the same live show.
Oh yeah, John's not far from me.
Right.
Did you hear my snowman joke at the beginning there when I put it in the comments?
No, you
know the difference between a snowman and a snow woman?
Snowballs.
2 snowballs.
So Craig, I think it does have to be 10 of the same item.
I've heard of people doing it, other 10 total for that brand or that, but
you make it complicated by having to list 10 ASINs or whatever. It's just,
you
just keep it. Remember, you're trying to explain to someone who's probably not an English speaking person first. And so the easier you can make an invoice to an Amazon customer service person, the more apt you're to have success at this. And so that 10 of one item is much easier. And it's also most people get it ungated are newer sellers on Amazon as well. And so it's also much easier for them to have one item that they have 10 of the list versus having to list 10 items or whatever it is.
I wouldn't recommend it, and it is risky, but you can, because like the one item that you and I both sold, Scott, that I sold, got ungated in after I told you about it. I bought 9 of one and 1 of another because the website only allowed you to buy a maximum of 9.
Okay.
And I did get ungated in that brand, but I wouldn't. It's risky. Do it at your own risk. It can be done. It worked for me, but
I tried that with DVDs. I ordered 10 of the same DVD and sent the invoice into Amazon, and they denied it. I submitted it again, and they denied it.
So submit it again.
So I gave up.
So one thing I would check on then is to check the address and make sure your address and business name were the same.
Yep.
Was it the credit card that you had on file? Is that what you paid with?
With Amazon? But they'll show you the last 4 digits. But yeah, it's the same card.
And then did you write on the invoice the ASIN that you were trying to use it to get ungated?
No.
That is one big thing. What Scott just said, that's a big one. Is it increases your chances drastically.
Because all they have to do is look up the ASIN and to match them up, and they, instead of having to search their own catalog for it, if you give them the ASIN that is for, they go right to it. It's much easier to get approved.
Okay.
I might submit that for the third. Is it older than 6 months, or is it within 6 months?
Oh, it's older than 6 months. I did that at the beginning of the year.
Okay, so it's got to be within 6 months, so a year or two. But that's the other thing. Ghost Picker is any of your invoices. Definitely, you're not allowed to alter them, but you're allowed to add to them. So you can add. I always add the ASIN on there, and then I will highlight or circle the payment method and the name just so they get all, because anything you can do to point them to the information that they're looking for.
Another thing I would always do, and this is something, just again, your miles may vary, but in your case might be different. But don't just submit a digital PDF of a real actual invoice that you received. Print it out and write on it by hand, and then take your new scan of that, handwrite it on there, so they can't claim you altered it.
Okay.
That's I handwrite it all on there. And I mean, yeah, sure, you can make it look prettier by typing it on there, but then Amazon's bots might say it's altered. But if you handwrite it, they can't say that you're altering it or trying to hide it or whatever.
See, I've never written on any of mine at all.
I have had to pretty much every one of mine.
I have every one of mine.
Huh.
Because I early on that's what worked, and so I just kept doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that things have changed here in the last few months again, like they always do. I know that I got some stuff from a liquidator, and they would not accept his invoices. So.
Yeah, they technically have to be approved distributor, is what they say.
Well, yeah, he's more of a liquidator, but yeah, so they are checking some of it.
Yeah.
And I suggest you don't fake something either, because if you fake something, get caught, goodbye your account.
Forever.
And that is, there will be people that alter invoices, because that used to be the thing people would tell you to do is, what was the thing I ordered? It was messed up. Because the invoice came and said you had one of it, but it had 10 of them or whatever. It was a case. They were showing you a case instead of the individual items you bought, and people were saying, "Oh, just go in and change that." I'm like, "You're out of your mind."
Nope, not a chance. Not a chance.
But that's the difference between eBay and Amazon. If you're going to venture into Amazon, and I don't, there's no real reason why you shouldn't, but you've got to take it that serious. Violating a rule like that immediately, that you could cause you to lose your entire account just based on that, and very difficult to get back.
That will put you in John's boat.
John Johnson's boat.
John Johnson's boat.
not flipping ain't easy, John, but
right.
I've got an account with them, like the widget I was telling you about. I was just checking on piggybacking off and maybe sending some into FBA, but the lowest one is $5, and on eBay I could sell it for 9 to 10. So it wouldn't make sense to do it there.
So Ghost Picker, we were all there, man. When I started in 2014, there really wasn't a voice out there that you could really find. So the OG was out there, and I learned a lot from him, Chris Green. And I had his book, Retail Arbitrage. I was one of the ones who bought that $300 book, helped make him a millionaire with his book. But a lot of it's common sense, but there's so many little rules with Amazon that if you don't know, you don't know. And so it's, there's, they say there's no dumb question. With Amazon, there is no dumb question, because because when you sign up for the account, you're signing up for their terms of service, and you're expected to know what I know. You're expected to know every single rule, and I don't know them all.
Yep.
We lost your cousin.
He went away.
It's a beautiful morning.
Oh, it's about to start raining.
It's raining here in the great state of misery.
Yeah, it's about to start here, unfortunately. Yeah, but I think that's why I asked the question though, because I've got some things I want to change starting into the new year, and even to the point where by the summer probably gonna I'm probably gonna take some more. I'm probably gonna do maybe once every 6 weeks, just go out and hunt for some retail arbitrage again. I'm getting that itch again. So
if you could find some replenishables, maybe.
I put some talcum powder on it, and it's still that itch is not going away. So it must be.
It never does.
Must not have been built on, man.
But and the one thing I'm really missing, I need to, and the first thing is to send a lot of the stuff I've got in. I've got quite a few books I've been collecting from estate sales. I've got all those DVDs that the media will sell, but it sells so much faster FBA. I just can't imagine how much faster it sells. And I want some of the freedom back. I'm tired of shipping 30 to 40 every Monday from just Amazon alone. That's just getting old.
So you're looking to go back to FBA instead of
go back to FBA just to so the secret to FBA, and you talk about it a lot, but if you don't want to hire an employee but you need help shipping or want to get some of your time back where you can front load your time, FBA is like hiring an employee for the most part. I've said that since I started, and it's 100% true. I mean, the two in the middle that are the Amazon sellers both do use FBA as well because they both work full-time jobs, and it's about time because I don't think that dump truck's gonna drive itself, right?
No.
They haven't made that one yet where it goes around by itself.
Yeah,
Tesla hasn't done that yet.
It will. I mean, my career is an ending career. At some point, every driver will be replaced.
I don't think in your lifetime.
No, not in my lifetime. I'm good, but I definitely would encourage my kids to do it. I mean, it'll still probably be past their life, their career, working career.
And so that's some of the, and I've got the building now where it's set up where I can easily get stuff in and out, and so. And really to allow me to focus on more of the stuff I enjoy, I need FBA to take off some of this. And I don't mind shipping, but I'm tired of shipping. I've shipped this entire year or year and a half FBM. I'm tired of shipping.
But you have that nice tape gun, that tape machine.
Oh, I still use it for eBay.
I'm just messing with you. No, I feel you, man. That shipping stuff is for the birds. I hate it. That's why
I've got all the toys. I've got air fill machines. I've got tape machines. I've got tons of boxes. Down in the description, if you need supplies, there's Supply Hut to hook you up 5% discount on the cheapest boxes on the internet.
My wife loves to complain about shipping. I just tell her to keep at it, honey. You're doing a good job.
There's a discount code down there for American Bubble Boy. I've got their bubble wrap out there.
My wife's a trooper. She gets up every morning and does the shipping. No problem.
Got to get that shipping department. Got to get it lined out. And that's what I call my wife, my shipping department.
So when she said, "Hey, you got to get that paper tape machine," it's like, all right, this is what you're going to be using. So.
Yeah. So what? My bill's up to like $2,000 now for you.
Put on my bill.
Yeah. Right, she liked my phone in Cincinnati, and now she liked the tape machine. I'm running you up a good deal.
I know it, but I can write it off, right? All business expenses, so we're good.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. If you're looking at taxes. I'm not tax professionals, but this is the time that a lot of businesses spend extra money to buy down some of their tax liability. I'm telling you right now, a game changer. if you're not using 3-inch tape, use the 3-inch tape. But if you're to the point where you ship, 50, 60 a week, a paper tape machine is invaluable. Paper tape costs you a little more, but the amount of speed and time and all that and frustration that you get, it's amazing how effective it is.
Yep.
I would question though whether in the end that you actually spend more money on the tape because you're only using one piece of tape on each side.
Right.
And yes, it is. I completely agree. It's more expensive per foot, but in the end, I don't know that it's more expensive per package. Maybe it is still a little bit, but you definitely only use, in general, just use one. Use one on each side.
Right.
Of course, if you're Frankenboxing, that's something different.
Hey, look, Mr. Stady, I've been wearing my $4 shoes all day. These are the ones from this morning on Todd Show.
Oh yeah, nice.
I'm trained.
Are those the Bluetooth ones?
These are the other ones.
Oh, okay.
I hear the train a coming. It's coming round the bend.
So sky's the limit. Here's the. They are not cheapest quality. They are the lighter quality. They are the lighter. So the boxes you get from Amazon. Hey, Beer King, what's up, man? So the boxes you get for eBay, they're eBay boxes are 32E, CTTC, whatever it is. It's the crush rating. Supply Hut boxes are 24s. So that means they're not quite thick, but also because you pay for shipping in 4-ounce intervals for the first pound, the lighter boxes will save you money over time. The strength, you got to put paper and filler in them anyway. I have rarely had anything broken in a lighter box. And so I prefer the lighter boxes because I save quite a bit of money using them. It's but this is upper level thinking, and it really, to understand that if you've got a box that costs you 42 cents and it saves you from it keeps you under 8 ounces instead of going to 12 ounces, and that difference is 80 cents to $1. So that 42-cent box just saved you $1, or so now that box is free and it paid you 50 cents. There's a reason why I use the lighter boxes. They save you quite a bit of money over time. And Supply Hut has them, and I've had no issue with Supply Hut. There's maybe one case that they were not quite square. But other than that, I've never had a problem with them. I've used them even before they gave me a coupon code. I don't know what my brother's doing, but airbags. Sending me pictures of airbags and bumpers he's putting on his van.
He's out there living the life.
Is that airbags for like air ride or whatever, or for like lifts for the lift kit?
So his van is a 2019 4x4 Sprinter, and because of the weight of converting it to a camper, the rear end sags just a hair, so he is putting airbags on the back of it.
They're leveling kit, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's also got the upgraded bumper with these 2 big boxes on the back to carry a lot of weight, and he pulls the trailer now for a lot. So they changed. They were going to go out west, but now I think they decided to buy some land in somewhere. I think they were thinking about in West Virginia. I don't know.
Why?
Dan, if I know too much like snow and cold weather and all that craziness. I'm out. But yeah, but shipping is the hardest thing to learn. Sky's the limit. There's so much to it, and there's so many nuances to it, to where you get so efficient at it that I have an air pillow machine. Why do I use it? Because it makes the quilts. The quilts are much lighter than the paper. So when I'm using the quilts versus the paper, not only is it more filling to the box and gives the box more strength, it's also lighter, so I don't go above that next weight limit. It gets very and it doesn't take any more thought, once you start using these things, but you've got to learn them to use them. But then paper tape, does weigh slightly more than regular tape. So if you're on the edge, paper tape will push you over the edge. Barely. I mean, it's negligible, very, very, but it is. Yeah, Todd probably did fall asleep at his desk on it.
Todd gone.
Yeah, it's not like somebody fell asleep on their show last Friday night, Dave.
The one that's missing.
Yeah, and then he got 5 pallets in, so they're breaking down the pallets to put in a storage building. But yeah, Granny asked him if he was asleep, and he played it off like, "No, I wasn't asleep. He was asleep."
Says my son is asking where the vaping grandpa is from last Friday. Who is it?
Yeah, that's who we're talking about.
Yeah.
He received a shipment that he is processing. He has a storage building that he and his son are breaking it down and putting it shelf by shelf to get the 4 pallets to fit, or 5 pallets, whatever it was, to fit in the storage building.
I was wondering where Dave was. Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, he was here right at the beginning and left.
Oh, okay.
He was in the van. He was in a van or something.
Yeah.
Like
So he is like me and your other best friend. We all have red Toyota Siennas.
You talking about Shane? I don't know if he has anything anymore. I don't know what he drives now. But he lost his building. He lost his wife. He lost his house.
What happened to his building? Did he buy the building or was he leasing it?
I don't know. You know, with Shane, there's half truths and whole lies. Who knows? Who knows? You know as much as I do, probably.
And every story got bigger every time he told it. Yeah, I know.
Well, the theory of evolution was alive and well, and every time Shane would it would evolve as he needed it to. You could never out argue Shane, because if you caught him in a corner, he'd just make something up. He'd be like, "Oh, but I forgot to tell you about this part." I'd be like, "Oh yeah, the part that gets you out. Yeah, that's it. That part. I forgot all about that one. You forgot to tell me about the part that conveniently makes your argument even better."
But the one thing I challenge each one of you listening, and as we end Q4, and there's several things. Understand how important family is. We've talked a lot, mentioned the name Dusty a lot. If you don't know who that is, he was an Alabama picker. Him and his wife both passed away during the COVID epidemic in their mid-40s. My close friend Harlan lost a 44-year-old brother at the same time. It's coming up on 2 years next month. Enjoy your family with the holiday season. It's you don't know when it's ever going to be your last. Look around at the shootings, the car wrecks, the whatever. Just the randomness of life. So don't miss out on what's important. And the second thing I would tell you is don't accept failure. Somebody actually came at me in the comments when I made it last week or the week before. You don't lose until you quit. So if you decide you don't want to do this anymore and you quit and go to something else, you've just closed this chapter of your business life. You haven't lost anything else. You haven't lost in your life. I'm telling you right now, there's so many. Just because I've had some losses and I've had some bad things happen in reselling and life and whatever, never give up, never quit. I'll keep pushing. So the platforms are changing. So the platforms have had a little trouble. We were selling. There was reselling long before there were computers or anything else, and this is one of the oldest professions out there. And just think about it. Walmart is a reseller. Y'all understand that, right? Walmart is a reseller. They don't make anything.
Yep.
It's just that we get a dirty, because we're a third party, and Walmart's a third party.
Yeah.
What do they make?
I don't care. People can get mad that I'm a reseller, and they can be mad all 8 hours they're standing there at the job they hate. They can just be mad.
So, I mean, you've got an incredible opportunity. most of the learning you need, somebody like me, John, Josh, there's quite a few really good channels out there that will teach you anything. And, John and I go live twice a week, each of us, answering questions. Any of them you got out there, we'll put out there. But you got to want it. If you don't want it and you're just doing this to have something to do, I don't know how long you make it when times get tough.
Don't forget the alternative. You don't want it bad enough, you might have to go back doing something you don't want to do.
Yeah, I'd make the world's worst employee. And after these 10 or 11 years, I'd make the world's worst employee.
I hated managing the glory hole at the truck stop. It was horrible.
So sky's the limit. Let's understand this. Great value that's not made by Walmart. It is made by most of the major manufacturers. They just put that label on it and sell it to Walmart. Walmart doesn't make great value. That's their private label brand. There's a difference.
Yeah, Dollar General's got a similar brand. I forget what it's called.
Oh, speaking of Dollar General, I bought stuff there today. I need a list. Oops. There's stuff everywhere, folks. Every store. There's quite a bit from Dollar General you can actually sell. Actually, you just gotta.
General, you gotta unpack it, put it on the shelf.
Yeah, because there's probably only like 1 or 2 employees there max. So yeah.
My Dollar General has more freight on the floor at any given time than it does on the shelf. I feel bad every once in a while. I'll put a box or 2 away.
So sky's the limit. Next time you're in Walmart, look at great value for whatever it's supposed to be, and then look at the product that it's trying to be right beside it, and you'll notice, well, the packaging looks really familiar. It looks very similar. Most of that stuff's made in the same factory.
Yep, just a different label.
It's just China just puts a different label on it.
Yep.
No. Well, Richard said you're better off being the manager than the one who cleans up at the end of the night.
Was that you got the Dollar General video a while back about remember, I don't know, it's been a few years probably, but everybody was buying Pop-Tarts for like a penny. And did you do that one time just to see if you could do it?
I've done a couple of those.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But there's last couple of years I've sold monster trucks out of there. They had a purple one, I forget what it was, and there's like 2 or 3 monster trucks. The last ones you can find were in that store. And I bought hundreds of them from there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a Dollar General every 10 feet around here.
Oh,
Pirate's Curse. I think it was Pirate's Curse or something like that. Was the monster truck?
Yeah, we used to go
so
to.
Funny because my closest Dollar General is an hour and a half.
Oh, that's Matt. You sky's the limit. You must be really young. Why does it cost less? Because you're paying for the brand.
Advertising.
You're paying for the brand.
Walmart has a lot of buying power. They can dictate a lot of their pricing.
Absolutely.
They can go in and say, I'm Walmart. I have 2,896 stores and I need to order this many cans. And, Del Monte or whatever, they just don't have the same buying power as Walmart. They have shelf space.
Also, just think about the manufacturer too. If you're making a product and it gets cheaper by the amount you make, and Walmart comes in and says, we'll double your production at this cost, at this price. They take it to lower their overall price to make more money.
Even if they lose money on the units that they sell to Walmart, they will make money overall.
How do you type that and you're just walking around? What the hell?
Not only do they dictate the price, but they got manufacturers fighting over their business.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Just imagine what life-changing, if you create a widget and you can get into Walmart, how life-changing that is to have your product in.
No, that's it. But there's so much out there. And before I would tell you to give up, man, change platforms, change it all. Yeah, it's next 2024 is going to be, there's going to be chaos and craziness. Yeah, I'm getting too old to be dealing with all that. I want to focus on fun and doing the things I want to do. I challenge you to set goals. I have goals that I want to. I want to attend. I only did 3 this year. I'm going to do 5 of the long yard sales. I did 1 of the meetups. I'm going to do 2 this year. I don't want to be in Nashville because Phil and I are going to work on that one, and I don't know where the other one will be because I don't think they're doing one in Vegas. I don't think they're doing one this next year.
I'm not sure.
Maybe
I'm
John
not
would let you put a tent in his backyard.
There you go.
Is anyone going to the Winter White, or what is it, the Winter Bash one that they're the podcast, the White or the Trash to Cash podcast is doing?
I don't know anything about it either.
Yeah,
Where's that?
It's in Miami or something like that. That's the guys. It's Commonwealth, Kevin, Dave, and Carrie. They're doing one there, and they're pretty funny. Like I pick at them, and I think they don't realize that I'm just being me because they don't know me very well. I made a comment in their video last week about at the end of their video, Carrie was talking about something I can't even remember, but above him was a ceiling fan, and only one bulb worked, and the other 2 were burnt out. And I said, "Oh, is that bright white bulb supposed to be Kevin, and the other 2 are Dave and Carrie?" And they talked about it in their show like I was being mean. I'm like, I was just picking on. I'm like, oh.
So Dave Clausen says they're in Orlando. So I only have time for one podcast. I do listen to the eBay Power Hour, so I suggest you would guys listen to that tomorrow.
Yeah, give it a listen.
So that's John and Josh's podcast. I need something serious in the background. I'm listening, so I listen to those guys.
Hey, Scott, did you know there's a special guest on that one tomorrow?
I heard there was a special guest tomorrow. Very interesting. So y'all have to tune in and figure out who that is. But yeah, I need serious. I like Commonwealth. I've met all those guys multiple times. They're all nice guys. They're all fun guys. And but I got the biggest sense of humor as they do. I have plenty of fun. I need serious. When I'm working, I need to make. I'm either listening to something that's a podcast. It's something that keeps me focused.
Yeah, I love Kevin too. I've listened to a couple of their podcasts lately, but you're right. I mean, they, and I love Kevin.
They cut up and have fun and have a good time, and they do have topics to bring up. But yeah, I don't need something I have to know the inside jokes. I have to keep up with. I need something I'm not distracted by. I need something. Everybody's different, and if Trash to Cash is your thing, man, I hope you, man, Kevin. I've met Kevin quite a few times. He truly is a nice guy that he comes off. He is a heck of a nice guy, and I hope their podcast is tremendous.
I never met the guy, but he seems like he's stand-up dude.
That's one of the other. That's why in the description below, the link to Profit First, the book. I'm trying to listen to entrepreneurial type of stuff. I'm trying to keep my mind focused. I'm trying to get ideas on how to improve. I'm getting old. I need an exit strategy. So there's Todd's got the book up there. That's the book we're reading as a group. And we'll talk about it in January. Trying to read 12 books next year, and we'll discuss all 12 of them.
I'm on page 8. It took me a week.
Do audiobooks count?
I'm gonna have to get the audiobook, I think.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, if you it's about getting the knowledge in your head.
Is that called Profit what?
First. Profit First.
Profit First, yeah. I've got like 4 Audible books that's waiting for download.
Has anyone, speaking of the Trash to Cash guys, they've been pushing this thing called District, and like Crazy Lamp Lady and Cat and the guy from up in Chicago. Craig. Yeah. Has anyone thought about going over there trying that out?
I helped Pete out with that. I helped Pete a little bit with he had spoke to me about setting it up. That he already had it all worked out. Wanted me to jump on and sell under his marketplace. So we have some listings on there. We got to put more on there, but we didn't find it to be all that difficult. It was pretty easy.
The one thing that I think that if all of this AI stuff out there, I'm going to do the fancy hands, but if one cross listing company could figure out how to just like, maybe since I use cross listing, they have, but just like make it a painless, like, why can't they make it as painless as freaking Bonanza, where it just imports your stuff over and then you don't do nothing? Like, how is it the Bonanza gets to hold that crown to be able to, like, I sold an item on Bonanza today. I'd love to be able to see something. Oh my gosh. I'd love to be able to.
So Kevin, you know what my biggest complaint is about the podcast for you guys is
where the hell does Kevin? I swear Kevin knows.
I've never known. I'm like they're being mean to Kevin all the time, and these two boys can't carry Kevin's jockstrap. I'm like, damn it.
That's what I've said. I've said Kevin's on this podcast, and they just beat the living hell out of him for a whole hour. And I'm like, and that's why I made the comment that I made last week about Kevin being the bright, shining light, and the other two are kind of the burnt out bulbs, just as a joke. But like, I was like, man, they just whoop them up all. But I mean, Kevin's a champ for having the humor that he does.
No, but for the record, man, Kevin's channel, he's inspired a lot of people to do this, and he shows that. Are you afraid to hit? His are way different than his videos about what he picks up are way different than the rest of them. Understanding that people go, you can't find anything, and he's in rural Virginia picking up Tupperware, showing people there's value and that kind of stuff.
He's playing 3D chess with our ass.
He's playing 3D chess. Nice.
Hey, you heard me say I love you, Kevin. These other guys, I don't speak for them. Okay?
No, I get it, Kevin.
Looking for Roman because you're over 3 hours, and that's kind of what Roman does.
Oh, are we? Oh, it's all right. No, I get it, Kevin. Maybe that's why my channel is stuck where it is, because I don't make like the video I did. One of the shorts I did this week, man, people just came at me because I was bitching about Amazon's slow shipping and for Prime, and I take offense to the fact that they like, does he not know that this wasn't Prime? That these were other sellers? And I'm like, I filtered by Prime, you bunch of idiots. But any publicity I realize is good. I just don't.
You got to put cows, chickens, dogs, and cats in your videos, Scott. Come on.
I don't have any.
Get with
Kids.
the times.
I got
you and Joni need to make some more babies, and you can put them in the videos. And
I can tell you this right now: if Joni has a baby, you better get right with the Lord.
My wife.
She's had a hysterectomy, and they've taken all that out. So if she has a baby, you better be right, because the second coming is upon us. But it takes all kinds, folks, and just because something's not right for people listed doesn't mean because I was at his Cincinnati event, man. What wonderful people I met up there. The people that listen to and follow Kevin they're absolutely amazing. John was there too. Did you meet anybody mean, John?
No, not at all.
Except for Roman. Roman was just loud and drunk. What the hell?
I love Roman. He's a good guy.
Yeah, it was between Roman and Philly Flipper, man. You could hear the accents, and they were both they were very commanding voices.
I have no doubt those other two guys are pretty good guys, Kevin. I don't know them that well. Honest to God, I haven't seen them guys around long enough. I'm from back in the day. I don't follow. Who is it? Kerry, and what's the other guy's name?
Dave. ADHD Dave.
Yeah. I just don't know them guys well enough. I'm sure there's some good guys.
I've watched more Dave stuff than Kerry stuff, but that was when he was in North Carolina. I just don't watch resellers.
I don't either.
You know, it's hard. It's hard for it's hard while you're working to watch channels that look what I bought here. I sold it for that. I just sold this, and it's hard because it requires you to look at the screen. If you're listening to someone that's kind of just talking about different issues, it's easy to work and keep your eyes off the screen. So that's kind of the video I gravitate to, or the how-tos, or the just the discussions about whatever topic there is on eBay.
Okay, so I'll go on record and say this: if Kevin says Dave and Kerry are stand-up guys, you ain't got to say anything else. That's good enough for me. Because another thing, I knew he would not associate. If they were not that way, Kevin wouldn't associate with them. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's why Kevin stays away from me.
Yeah, I don't. I like watching Dave's videos. There's something about him that's like he's just like you've got them. He went out and he got a bunch of comic book graded the other day, and they came back and he's got like a $3,000 comic book, and he's like juggling them almost like he's dropping them, and I'm like you're gonna crack the case and they're gonna be worthless. You have to send them back out to get them regraded, but that's probably part of the shtick.
Kevin, are you saying that we take stuff way too serious? Is that what you're saying? Did he just say we take stuff too serious?
I think that's what he's saying.
Kevin just said me and John take stuff too serious, I think.
No, I know personally that I've had run-ins with people in the community before, but that's because they're dickheads.
Okay.
And
just John. It's just John takes stuff too serious.
He never smiles. What was it? He was on. What were you on the other day? And somebody was trying to get you to laugh or something, John?
I was honestly on the hot seat, so I'm like, I don't know what question's coming. I want to be focused because I don't want to be the guy that's like, I don't know.
Hey, Kevin, come on.
Yeah, it was on
camera.
Yeah,
come tell us about your group, your meetup in Orlando.
Come on, Kevin, jump on, man.
Come on, Kevin.
Well, now in Kevin's defense, his internet isn't the greatest, so he might have an issue with that.
Yeah,
he's contractually obligated to not be on the same show as me and Scott.
Hey, it's
He's got an exclusive.
You're so well known, Kevin. I'm sure Elon's probably put a satellite right above your house so you can just have your own.
He could have all of his sheds could be wired into Starlink.
Yeah,
just turn your cam off and then just keep your mic on.
You could probably like get a.
So what's the webpage? We'll post it in here. What's your webpage? Because I'm sure you guys.
Which is
that NDA, Scott?
He has an NDA where he can't come on, and he can only be on live with Carrie. Carrie and Dave made him sign an NDA that he can only be on live streams with them.
That was the big talk a few weeks ago. Everybody was signing NDAs or something. Supposedly.
Bash. Yeah, so I'm the one that brought that up, Kevin. So I want my residuals if anyone signs up.
Google Trash to Cash Winter Bash.
It took me a second because it's not past my bedtime, but
I thought they already sold out of tickets. Didn't I hear that on his podcast?
Yeah, there was e-commerce.
They always find it says buy tickets.
Oh, okay.
So it's on January 18th. That's an awful picture on the website, by the way.
It sounds like it's going to be a pretty good time. If I didn't have kids and me and Megan could get away, I would.
So Kevin, how did you let him make you look so bad? And Kerry looks like he's ready to go in the GQ model. What the hell?
It's because Well, it's probably Dave that's the one that does all the. It looks like I'm grooming two younger men. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Oh, that's awesome.
But the funny part is that they're always accusing him of being a swinger.
Right.
That's when I listened to it. I went back and watched because I didn't start watching until like episode 100. So I've been going back watching older episodes, and it's just hilarious the way they just Kevin. It's like piranhas. They're just circling them, and like every once in a while, let's reach out and take a bite from them.
They
All right,
definitely. Go ahead, Scott. Sorry.
So what are you guys planning on doing? He says yard sales, mini golf. I know you're gonna do more than that in 2 days. Come on.
Hey, what's up, two hip chicks? We would be off brand. They're gonna have nobody.
But that's what I liked about Cincinnati is there was because let's just get to it. What are we actually going to learn at one of these events? Most people tune out. You learn by being around other resellers. You learn best practices by just asking someone who's been there, and that was very evident in Cincinnati for the reseller meetup there because it was lots of people talking, lots of people exchanging ideas. Steel Johnson. Very nice.
You know,
I will say this: them other guys bring a wilder side out of Kevin. I always thought he was a little more reserved than that. I mean, I think I even seen the guy with a beer in his hand a couple of weeks ago, which I about fell out of my chair. I didn't even know he drank.
I think it's funny to when they get together and I like you said, they have a good chemistry together. That's why I like to watch it.
I'm trying to think if I even saw him drinking in Cincinnati.
I don't think I saw him with a draft beer in his hand. I think it was Vegas.
Maybe
that room was so loud. That initial room that first night was so loud.
Yeah.
I'm not a big crowd people. I'm not a people person. I'm so introverted. I mean, think of all the times you guys went out to Las Vegas and Shane tried to get me to go, and I'm like,
Oh, no kidding. I did not realize neither one of them drink. That's amazing.
Okay. I got a newfound respect for you now, Kevin.
No, Kevin does, but they don't.
I'm small hands make a little butter guy.
Well, I think. Yeah, I've never drank in my life either.
The small hands make.
Kevin's one of the few people I'd probably go out of my way to go meet, to be honest.
I've had that privilege several times. He's worth meeting. Nice guy, for sure. Mm-mm. Nothing educational. What the hell?
Sounds more like it sounds like more fun to me. I mean, because honestly, when you've been doing it for so long, like you're not really going to learn a whole lot from. Like you're not going to teach. I mean, what are you going to? I don't know. I'd rather just go have fun.
The difficulty is, and we talk about a lot on here, is everybody has a different eye, and depending on what you sell, whether it changes so many different things, whether it's a long term, short term, and what a buy is, what a sell through rate is. You've got to understand the basics.
500%.
You got to understand the basics, but so Amazon is much easier because you're teaching a full set of rules. But when you're trying to teach eBay, because so many people have questions because how it applies to their business because everything is completely different. And there are none that are right or wrong. There's just the model you're working, and you need to figure out what makes that work on that platform. It's much more difficult to sit down and teach a class about eBay because so many people will have, well, what about me story questions.
Did you see Kevin's comment? He said someone drove to my house driveway yesterday and got out of the car and started heading to the door, scared my wife to death. I cut him off. He was a nice guy, but who the heck does that?
Wow.
Yeah, that's scary, Kevin. That's why in your videos every now and then you just show a 9mm and they leave you alone. Because every now and then in my videos somebody will say, "What was that by your knee?" I'm like, mind your business.
Hey, there's Dave.
What?
So they actually so they tracked you down to your house and shut. Oh my goodness.
That is insane.
Yeah, that takes
that's the price of fame, Kevin.
Make your own meetup.
Yeah, you're on your way into being Harry Tornado, so that's what it's going to happen.
Yeah, he'd be the
It'll be the Virginia Tornado.
Yeah, I can understand him getting nervous about this.
Yeah, especially because
I don't have any small kids at home anymore. But
yeah, that's the thing that's scary. That's the reason why, and nothing against what he does, but that's one of the big reasons why I don't show my kids in my videos. I mean, I know that people are endearing towards that, but like, I don't have a good temperament. If someone showed up in my house, I'd bust them in the head with a 2x4 or shoot them. You know, if I didn't, like, I'd go outside like an idiot and run my mouth at them. And I don't. At the end of my driveway, it says, "Private drive, do not enter." I'd be like, "What are you doing here?"
That would be good content, Kevin. You should have taken the GoPro out there with you.
Yep. Commonwealth Picker had to beat someone's ass because they showed up in his house. Kevin has a mugshot. He's like got a mugshot, like smiling.
Yeah,
it was worth it.
That's a no-go.
Yeah, there's
a nice quiet compound bow.
Yeah, it's something.
So was this? So Kevin, was this once you met the guy? Was he somebody that you knew, or was it just a complete and total stranger? Was it actually a screen name you recognize, or was it just a total stranger?
It was the FedEx guy. UPS guy showed up. Kevin's like, "Do you know who I am? I'm Commonwealth Figure." Kevin. He's like, "I'm just here to deliver a package, man. I'm just here to deliver a package."
Total stranger. Holy.
Yeah, I for his face. That would have been perfect. That would have been a great video. Maybe 100,000 views in the first week.
Yeah, that's crazy. Jeez. That is crazy.
Yeah, that would freak me out.
All right, Kevin. I'm gonna listen. I'm not gonna watch, but I'll listen to. So I'll pull it up and try to listen to you guys. So you see, I hit the follow button. Ah, shit, go away.
It's a great podcast. It really is. It's probably my favorite podcast.
I'll put you on the radio. There you go.
They're funny. They all work good together. Like, because I don't want to be educated. I want to be entertained.
Yeah, but the problem is if he makes that video, how many other people are going to try it? You embolden people to do that kind of stuff.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're 100% right, Kevin. You don't do that.
I was.
And they want to arrest you if you walk out there with a gun. They want to arrest you for menacing and brandishing.
Well, it's on your in Missouri, but
now I don't know Virginia's laws. But, Virginia's got a lot of liberals that. In Alabama, good luck.
Our laws for self-defense are very similar to Tennessee with the castle doctrine.
Oh, no kidding.
Right. We have castle doctrine. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it now. The moment you're outside, it's pretty liberal type ideology. But if you're in your house, the castle doctrine applies, or in your vehicle. Your vehicle.
There's somebody coming up his driveway, so.
Yeah, your vehicle is also considered.
I
your
work in
castle.
St. Louis City. Every day is the 4th of July.
An ex-UPS driver.
Nobody wants to mess with his wife.
Old Blue Ridge Mama's a toughie, huh?
You pick you pick Jody on a bad day. She's already and try talking her down with that stupid thing in her hand. Good luck. Because I can promise you there's one in her purse and one in her nightstand. Good luck talking her down. She'd be crazy. Oh, yeah. There's Tracy. Tracy ain't said nothing in 2 hours. Crazy as hell.
Crazy as hell.
Crazy as hell.
Damn right.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, but that's the scary part, Kevin. It happened because your family, you got young kids and a wife, man.
Well, how about?
How'd they get your address? They just look it up on the internet and just hunt you down.
Oh,
Yeah, did they?
Were they
know you?
local? Were they like
He
they
said
lived in your town?
He said Arkansas plates.
Oh, dadgum. They had Arkansas plates? That's a trip. That's a drive.
Oh, that's a trip. Yeah, those are good videos of John out there shooting the DVD player. That's what you need, Kevin. You need to go watch some of John's old videos where he's got the AR-15 out there against the dual player.
Yeah, it was a Magnavox or Sony or something, and it didn't work. So I got a return on it, and I shot it. I was like, "This will be a good video. I'll take my gun out there and shoot DVD VCR combo." And ended up losing like 20 subs from people that don't like guns. If I had the sub that I've lost from doing stupid stuff and saying stupid stuff on YouTube, I'd be at 20,000. I'd have 20,000. I've lost more than I got.
John looked like Kid Rock out there. Screw Magnavox.
Kevin, I don't think he wonders. I think he knows why. Absolutely insane. All right, so anybody got any final words when we shut this thing down? There's a link up there if you want to check Kevin out. I can promise you you'll have a good time because I just got back from one of his events. So did John. Enjoyed the boat ride and met quite a few people. I just saw Dawn a little while ago from Two Hip Chicks. It was an awesome time meeting Dawn and Mary in person. When I see them every Tuesday and Thursdays. But it's an important time and a lot of resellers, a lot of people are struggling, and it's not going to get any easier in January. You got to work on it. The 127. I actually hung around and changed my plans to meet up with you guys on the 127 because I had planned on
doing it. Dilemma in the morning time.
So what?
Is Kevin has his show right about the same time. Idaho Billy has his show right about the same time. Todd and Tom have their morning show, and you have your morning show.
But yeah, I know he'll watch Kevin. Video. He didn't go live.
Yeah, you're right. But his and Kevin's videos pop up pretty close together in the morning time. He's another one that I just love to death.
Oh yeah. If you guys don't follow Idaho Hillbilly, Kevin and Kitty are just great salted earth people, just wonderful people. I've watched him for years.
Yeah, he's a good guy. They're
If you want to see somebody who sells just these, they've got 2 channels. They've got the other one too. They don't make as many videos on, but it shows the different stuff they sell. Just if they can make it work in the middle of nowhere, Idaho. John just thinks he's in the middle of nowhere in Missouri, but that ain't got a candle in the middle of nowhere.
no,
Idaho.
they're Idaho. They're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
They're an hour. They're an hour from Walmart.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody walking up his driveway, I'll tell you that.
You wouldn't walk up his driveway. You wouldn't walk back down it.
Right.
He'd be like, "Thanks for bringing me this car full of parts."
Yeah.
But it's also so long too. I mean, it ain't no sneaking up on it because it's a long driveway.
Yeah. Now that I think of it, it's kind of funny the vision that I have with Kevin, like walking down his driveway at this guy with his camera in his hand, and get out of here or I'll use it.
I'll use it.
This camera, if you're not, you can see it.
I couldn't imagine.
Don't make me hit the record button.
Don't make me do it.
Yeah, that's tough.
He's gonna have to get him a gate put up down there at the end of his drive.
Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea, John. He's probably already thought about this, how to prevent this. He didn't give us stickers.
Give us some bubble bucks. Give us some bubble bucks.
He didn't give him a sticker.
Oh,
Like it's like he shows up at Kevin's house like it's freaking Disneyland. Like I'm here for the tour. Take me around.
You got a sticker?
so you didn't get a ticket. Did you give a tour of both cabins though?
And be like what the hell do you think you're doing?
That's the last question we got for you, Kevin. We're gonna shut it down. Did you at least get a tour of the cabins?
The Commonwealth pineapple. The Commonwealth upside down pineapple. See, I blame Carrie and Dave because they're the one that puts it out there that you're a swinger. He probably was just showing up, you know. He's like, I'm here to party. He's blaring REO Speedwagon and got some silver bullets.
So, John, you want to tell them when you got tomorrow? You got the podcast. What time you let it go?
8 a.m. Pacific, 11 Eastern. We have the eBay Power Hour podcast with a mystery guest. It's a good conversation. We had a good talk. Check it out.
And then
Monday
and Friday at 5 p.m. Central. What's that?
Well, we have Flip It Ain't Easy channel. We just have a live. We have a good community, solid 150 plus people in the chat. Well, maybe not that many people in the chat, but about 150 people watching, and just good conversation. Today, I got a little punch drunk. I had some energy drink I picked up. I didn't know what the hell was in it, but it made me a little hopped up or whatever, and it was a good time. So check it out. Flip It Ain't Easy. Mondays and Fridays, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. So you figure that out if you're somewhere in between, and we'll see you then.
All right, everybody have a great evening, great weekend. Roll Tide.
Bye.